Welcome to Atharis. Welcome to the Age of Darkfall. This continent that the story takes place on is divided by difficult terrain and political turmoil. The Shurnal Kingdom, a vast expanse of land in the southern peninsula of Atharis, lies strong deep within an elven kingdom colloquially called the Kingdom of a Thousand Rivers, supposedly covered with a strange corruption that fills the land, a mist said to change the very nature of the things it touches. To the northeast, beyond the Grey Spine, a mountain range separating the northeastern and northwestern territories, lies the theocratic empire of the Barak Empire, driven by their devotion to the now dead four gods. The Barak Empire itself, still clinging to a vestige of power, commands an air of strength and respect as it still possesses one of the largest known armies in Atharis. Although, even with its known strength, rumors and whispers spread that the multiple countries within the empire seem to be in a state of terror, as claims of a creature being described only as the Great Beast stalks the countryside, killing indiscriminately, leaving darkness and strange aberrations in its wake. East of the Grey Spine Mountains, surrounded by forests of pine and cold, pale mists, Astoya stands in challenge against the Barak Empire. It's testament to the magnitude of the Astoyan threat that, despite the Empire's extensive military, they are reluctant to wage a full-scale invasion against their neighbor. Astoya is a haunted nation, steeped in necromancy and secret, unholy pacts. Beneath the surface of the land lies a vast sunken metropolis, the city below, through which untold hordes of undead roam and often reach the surface. The undead plague has created the Crimson Court, the vampire aristocracy that now rules the lands here. By doing so, have thus far held all challengers to their power at bay. The northern border of Astoya is similarly formidable. Ravo is a secessionist province that has defied the Crimson Court with the help of powerful allies, the mages of the Raven Court Sanctuary and the undead hunters of the Order of Dawn. Our story, however, begins much deeper in the Soma province. Unfortunately, a province entirely under the thumb of the Crimson Court, the cabal of vampires that have ruled the land for what appears to be centuries. Luckily, or some might say unluckily, you all now stand in the northeastern wilds of Soma, approaching the Blackmire territories, known to be a treacherous place, filled with prowling beasts and haunted by shadows that slither through the night. Such are the dangers faced by adventurers in Atharis. You can hear the light sound of clinking boots on glass, because before you, on the edges of this wild, is a field of black glass that is... This area of the wild seems to be a completely petrified forest. You find yourselves approaching the gates of a large structure as you clear the nearest tree line. You find yourself sweaty and covered in muck after enduring a week of grueling travel. The sky above you looms black, lit only with the silvery glow of the moon, a common sight in the Astoyan Empire, where the sun has vanished forever from the sky. A week ago, you accepted a quest from an old man in the backwater town of Lunsk, recovered a tarnished old circlet from a mausoleum somewhere in the eastern woods of the Empire. As I mentioned before, all around you stand these kind of skeletal, petrified trees, and through a gap in these branches, you see your destination. Pushing forward, you find a small clearing, and before you towers the Gothic facade of the penumbral vestibule. A plain of black glass sprawls beyond, shrouding the floor of this petrified forest as far as the eye can see. The steeply pitched roof of the moss-covered stone mausoleum is festooned with eerily realistic skeletal grotesques. Its stone doors are closed shut, decorated with an intricate sigil of the sun. And we pan over as we see a small brush of wind moving a small series of small graveled and dust, presumably petrified leaves and bark. And as we see a hand kind of reach up, splitting these branches and moving them out of the way to allow passage onto this flat plane of glass. I'm going to roll to see who is the first character we see stepping out. So, Aaron, you're 1. Chris, 2. Oh, I need a different die now. Ones are re-rolls. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. 2. No. Wait, what? 1, 2, no. 2, 3, 4. I got you. So 4. John, if you would be so kind, will you describe your character as he is stepping through the kind of tree line here onto the plane of black glass?
Well, y'all see a 3-foot tall frog person. I'm a grung. I'm just like a really pale green frog with eyes. But you don't really see my body. I'm wrapped completely in like big cloth bandages, kind of like I'm just really wrapped around because I'm really kind of hiding from the sun for some reason. And I have like a hooded hood that just like wraps bandages, but it'll go over my head. And then one of those wraps has little goggle sections on it, so like I can put the hood down over me and have like goggles.
A mask,
but,
or so?
Yeah, just a cover. But essentially, I do have an open face, and I'm a little frog dude. Little 3-foot, purple and green frog. But I'm very light, and my face is all kind of fucked up. But y'all don't notice that. I'm just hiding my features. So,
Gotcha.
Just a little
Beautiful. And do you have any, weapons or objects or anything like that on your side?
Got a pouch, a couple daggers, and a crossbow.
Cool. Good to know. And as we kind of pan over as this, frog-like figure kind of raises a hand, moving this bit of tree out of the way as he steps onto the glass plate, our next character will step forward. Aaron, will you describe your character as he is stepping through the tree line?
Well, from behind the frog, you see, or do you, a mess of like dirty blondish hair. It's just all fuzzy everywhere. He's about the same height as this frog, just like 3 foot. A little halfling comes walking out, covered in like a dark brown, like blackish hooded jacket with belts and leathers and stuff. He's got a couple daggers, some short bow, and a sword that you can see. But what's interesting about him is he's got a little pouch that he carries, like kind of like a baby born thing,
It's kind of like the chest-based like fanny pack almost, but the ones that are thinner and sleeker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But inside that thing is filling up the whole thing is basically, because he's just as big, a fucking mouse. A big, tough, gray and white fur. Really gnarled looking mouse. If you can get a glimpse of his tail, you notice that part of it's missing. But you just see Arin Deftfoot walk out.
Beautiful. And yeah, I would say you guys have definitely exchanged names and have been traveling together for roughly a week now. So you've finally arrived at your destination. I would even say they've probably heard you use the little mouse's name. What is the mouse's name?
Mouse's name is Nicodemus.
All right.
Nicodemus.
And so as Aaron and Nico, I'm going to end up shortening that a lot, but as Aaron and Nico kind of step out, we see their half Helven figure. Do you have any like distinguishing scars or marks or anything like that?
No, he's just dirty, like dirty.
No Harrison Ford scar on the chin.
He's just dirty.
Okay. Beautiful. And then next in the order will be Chris.
Alrighty, so you're gonna see a man,
Oh,
average height, 5'11", 6 foot.
because we're rolling at 3 foot right now.
Average is 3 foot right now.
So
This
the
guy-
average is 3 foot.
Well, y'all are short asses. No, but yeah, my guy's just an average human. He's like in his mid-40s. His beard is completely gray, but he's got like a very kind of fancy mustache and little goatee, and he's wearing like a suit, but with like a jacket over it, like kind of a long duster, kind of like a khaki color, but with some leather parts to it.
Is it like well worn
on the front?
Like well worn leather?
And on the front of his suit, he's got like some, like different like a clock, like a one of those fancy watches that people used to, the pocket watches, but it's more like just kind of mounted to his kind of chest, and got some chains there, but he's wearing like a nice vest with a tie underneath it and a button-up shirt, and he's got a pair of like round glasses, but also on his head he's got like almost like a steampunk style thing there that he could bring down for like goggles.
Okay.
Yeah.
And remind me, how old does this guy look, and then what is his like hair color and eye color, just for my visuals? Maybe you said it.
So he's like mid-40s, but people can go gray in the 30s, so he may look a little older than he is.
Gotcha. Okay.
He's a little
Okay.
peppered.
His name is Archimedes Dustdigger, but you can call me Deez for short.
Archie.
No, he does not go by
Archie.
I'm not calling you D's. I think you're muted, John.
I am muted.
John, how do you?
Yeah. Well, what was the joke?
How do you?
Oh, sorry. Oh, the joke was, I was like, does anybody see D's? Does anybody see D's around here?
Yeah. No, I'm not doing that. Yeah, we're gonna have so many D's nuts.
How do you spell your character's name?
Okay.
Well, this frog character's name is Gregert. Greg. You can call me Greg, I guess. Greg. Gert.
And then that leaves us. I'm gonna just do odds and evens.
Character's name?
Who are you asking, Casey?
Aaron. What his character's name was?
Oh, Arrin. Arrin.
Oh.
Arrin Deathfoot.
All right. So, Casey, you are up next. So.
Right. So, the next character coming into view is you see this 6 foot tall humanoid male coming out of the, I guess we're coming out of the forest or something, right?
Yeah, you're stepping through a petrified forest onto like a glass plain.
All right. Sweet. As you hear this loud crunch crunch from my onyx colored armor that's got like golden filigree on it, like maybe some old religious symbols on it. It definitely looks like battle-worn armor, maybe like a hand-me-down, but he's rocking it out, and he takes off his helmet, and as he takes off his helmet and brushes his hair, he's got long crimson red hair, fair skin, emerald green eyes, and a look of determination. And
Love it.
and in one hand, he has a long ass pipe in one hand, and a shield and a spear upon his back. And his name is Arthur Lance.
Arthur.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And as we watch Arthur kind of shake his locks one last time, stepping through the tree line, stepping in his wake onto the glass plane. Logan, can you please describe your character?
So, peeking out from behind the legs of Arthur, you see a 3 foot 1 inch tall halfling.
Yeah.
Wearing just simple chainmail with dark brown leathers over it. He's not wearing a helmet or anything. He's got kind of longer, maybe like my length blonde hair. And he's got a bit of a blonde beard going. And he has blue eyes. And he doesn't have any like recognizable scars or anything, but on his back you see what to maybe Arthur or Archimedes would be a large wood cutting axe, but to him it's a pretty large axe strapped across his back.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
And what's his name?
His name is Borjo Hondor. He goes by Bo or Borg.
How do you spell Borjondor?
Beorgeeu. Then Hondor is Hondur. But like I said, Bo or Borg, whatever you're feeling. He doesn't care.
Okay. And then Chris, your character's name was Archie.
That's kind of creepy.
Like an EDUs. What is going on with the mic there?
Yeah, I think your mic's
Just
broken now. Your mic is like making all this crazy sound.
Yeah, it's super loud. It sounds like it's actually somewhere else in a loud place.
Yeah.
Like the mic source completely changed. Air control. We're going down. We're going down. I mean, that's what you sound like right now.
Never experienced that.
It's excruciatingly painful.
Like your mic broke.
Aaron, how do you spell your character's name?
RRIN.
Is it better now?
And it's Arin is how I'm supposed to pronounce it.
Yeah, RN.
Alright. Lightfoot.
Is it fixed now?
Yes.
Deftfoot. And then Casey is Arthur.
Yeah, my character gets quite offended when people call him Archie.
Okay, good to know. Luckily, I'm an amorphous voice and not a character calling you Archie. Let's see here.
I like that you named your character Gregor. I had a Grung character and I named him Greeble. I think that all the Grung names are just GR and then something after it.
Yeah. There's supposed to be a really fun race to play. I mean, they do have the big limitation. And I think what I'm going to do as a free DM bond, John, just to kind of be nice, is I'm going to roll a D12 because your aesthetic, you wear a whole bunch of bandages, right? As a grung, you gotta dip whole body in water once a day at least, otherwise exhausted. So, but I'm gonna roll a D12 every time you do a long rest, or you can roll it, and basically that is going to be the additional hours that you're kind of getting by having these bandages that have absorbed the excess water that you're kind of carrying with you to give you just that little bit of extra for extra time.
That's why I got him. That's the whole
Of
point.
course, no, of course.
I'm
But
glad you noticed
it's
that.
not-
You're really good. You're really good at just that.
It's not to cover your poisonous skin.
no.
Not quite.
So
You're a hideous monster, but it is.
as this other halfling figure kind of steps out, and we've now kind of seen the whole party kind of step out onto the edge of that tree line, staring at this vestibule there before you, and suddenly you all kind of remember back to a week before when you were in the Tidewater Tavern with the Night Seer Sage. You were... Let's see here. Looking for something. And you all kind of recall huddling around a dimly lit, candlelit table here in the Tidewater Tavern in Lunsk a week ago. And you can see the kind of well-dressed old man with a well-trimmed white beard and a greedy almost glint in his eye kind of spoke to you in a hushed tone. And he called himself the Night Seer Sage. It's truly an item of tremendous importance. Historical importance, that is, and to me personally, it is a circlet. Gold, likely tarnished. Rumor has it, anyway. It might have a cracked peridot gemstone set into it from where... at one point, this object was used ever so briefly as a lich's phylactery. It's from a civilization that predates our own empire. I am desperately fascinated in ancient civilizations. I believe you share that as well, as he points to you, Archimedes.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe all part of getting old, I suppose. And you see, kind of again in this kind of dark shadowed area, these five other figures around you, including the Night Seer Sage, as you all made your acquaintances. So if you want, this is an opportunity for you guys to jump in and kind of act out your intros, but if not, we can press forward back to the present.
What's the opinion?
What are we getting for this?
Let's see here. Let's see here. He offered a sum of 2,000 gold pieces to the party.
Same gold pieces that he gave me prior?
They are lira, yeah.
Okay. That's what Aaron and Nicodemus were there for more of the shinies.
Oh yeah. Of course, that was contingent on their recovery of the ancient circlet.
Yes. But they know they're a sneaky pair.
Yeah. But he was very forthcoming about the nature of the history of the object. Any other questions about what would be known from that exchange? Or, of course, you can RP your questions out.
No.
Stretch those roleplay muscles.
Now, this circular here is just does it kind of have a bit of an ominous aura? You mentioned something liches.
I heard like every other word of that.
You're kind of muffled and far away.
Is it better now?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit? Okay. So, this this circular that you want us to get? Is this something of an ominous nature, you would say? Or it's being protected by something grotesque?
I wouldn't call it ominous.
Whatever it is.
No. As I said, it's just of historical and personal importance to myself.
Yeah, it's been
Don't bullshit
used
us. Is it
correct.
cursed?
As I said before, it was once a phylactery for a lich, but it is no longer in use.
And where is it located? You're not sure?
The one second. The penumbral vestibule.
Oh, okay, so that doesn't sound ominous at all. You muted there.
Whatever
Logan.
it is, ominous.
If you guys are too scared,
There are
me
other
and Nico
parties
can
that
go
would
alone.
probably be interested.
Just to clarify,
Oh,
this is 2,000 for all of us, or
2,000 for the party.
each of us? Okay, alright.
400.
Funny for me.
I mean,
Now,
shinies are great. Vanquishing those.
Well, I can literally find anything, and these guys with me are definitely all.
That's a fancy
I would definitely,
helmet.
I would definitely think Archimedes would have.
Your mic is a bit dim, Chris.
What?
I would definitely think Archimedes would have a keen interest on something, because he does mention that, you know, the circlet lies in a long forgotten mausoleum called the penumbral vestibule, and I would think with your backstory and background, an old long lost mausoleum would be very interesting. And legend has it, according to the Nightseer Sage, the mausoleum was once part of a mysterious civilization sprawling beneath the Estoian Empire. And supposedly he claims it possibly could grant access to the subterranean necropolis from the surface.
Very interesting.
Now, of course, he doesn't know exactly where it is, which is why he kind of coolly quipped at the question, you know, "You're adventurers, after all. If I knew these, you know, where these things were, I would get the circlet myself." So,
True.
I
But
have no fear.
there's always the idea that you're a little too scared to go get it yourself.
Did
Why
give
you're
like a
hiring
rough
us.
guess of where it is, though, correct?
what was that?
I said he gave us like a rough guess of where it is, though, right? And that's where we're at in present time.
Exactly. You guys have just arrived at the penumbral vestibule in the present. So this was kind of just flashing back to when you guys got these details. Were there any other questions while still in that flashback time frame for the Nightseer Sage?
There's no booby
Does he
traps
give us
are
a-
there.
I have
does he
not
have
been in
a-
there myself. I could not tell you.
I hate booby traps.
It seems like it's up to us to find. the
Does he have a
traps.
map to get there?
A rough map with I mean, it's mostly just a couple landmarks and kind of lengths of distance to travel, like walk this many leagues, follow the moon this long, you know, that kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
But if we don't have any other questions in the present, or wish to make
I got
introductions,
just one question.
Yeah.
I just have one question, and I point to RN. What is that thing you got there in your shirt?
And as you point, the little mouse like kind of pokes his head out of the pouch, and you see this, I don't know, big fluff of fur. This is Nicodemus. He's my buddy.
what color is Nicodemus'
friend.
fur?
It's dark gray and white. He's got some some white spots around his face and stuff, and
Okay.
like around his butt.
Okay.
And
Bunch of black
but
dirt.
most of it's dark gray.
Okay.
It has got to be one of the cutest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's the greatest.
I'm gonna reach out and try to give him a little pet on his head.
Uh-oh.
Roll for Nicodemus.
So I don't know. I would say give
Do
me
it.
a animal handling check. And since it's not technically, I don't want to say it's a disadvantage per se. No, just give me a straight animal handling check.
Is that mouse getting a split of the cut too?
Yeah, well, my cut.
Well,
Our cut.
it's coming out of his gut.
Okay.
We're a
That's
team.
what, that's what.
We're a team.
So if you see in the roll 20,
Oh yeah, no, yeah, call them out for me. That's just to track
14.
them. But yeah,
14.
14.
bad.
And I will say, yeah, unless Aaron pulls back or
No.
that's gonna get confusing. Aaron or
Aaron.
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 Aaron. So yeah, if Aaron doesn't pull back, then I would say Nico, because that's easier to remember. I got whole new names to learn. Jesus. Nico Damas. Is that the full name?
Nicodemus.
Nicodemus.
Like the mouse from fucking Secret of Nim.
I'm tracking.
Ooh,
I'm tracking.
That's a good reference.
It is. So, but it'll be easier to say Nico over
Yep. That's
for brevity. So, Aaron. I need to like write hard R Aaron.
Like 5 R's.
Nice.
Right. There you go. That's probably. I put both hard R and. So. Aaron doesn't pull away. You lean forward, and the small form of Nico leans in and kind of just gently nuzzles a little bit against your finger as you kind of reach out to pet him.
Oh, what a cute little guy.
Now, I do have to
Squeak,
admit
squeak,
that
squeakers. Squeak, squeak.
This creature is gorgeous. I used to have a couple of those back on my farm. You know, furry little creatures. Nice to have a conversation with. Always seem to have a good heart. Looks like this
Keep it
one
away
does
from
too.
me. I don't like rats.
Oh, Archibald. Come on.
What'd you call me? The name's Deez.
Oh no, what's your name again?
Archimedes.
I don't. Archimedes.
Write
I'll
that
get
down.
these names down. Sorry, yeah. Still getting used to being back to around people again. But
Spent some time in the
Don't
woods
you-
or what?
yeah, you can say that. Been on a large isolated farm, just across the border.
I'll forgive
You're
you for
still
getting my name
born.
wrong. I'm gonna call you Artie. And you can call me Deez.
Sounds pretty
No.
nice.
Seems
Not
like we have a
canon, no.
I like our odds.
This seems pretty. This seems like you Is this some sort of joke? You cracking a joke with me? He's cracking.
You think I'm funny?
He cracks joke, yeah.
Funny how? Like a clown? Think I'm here to amuse you?
You do have
guys,
like
break it up.
weird.
We're friends here.
You have like these clown goggles. Yeah.
And you see the kind of pale green skinned frog kind of place a hand out onto the table. Hey guys, calm down. We're all friends here. Chime in. And first of all, I do want to double check. Is everyone saying this in Lower Baroque? What languages are they saying this in?
Were
I
we
would
speaking in?
imagine a common language of some
Yeah.
sort.
I would know only the common language, which was like the Stoyan language.
Estonian is fine if you speak Estonian.
Speaking of
Stoy.
Stoy.
That's what I'm speaking.
Speaking of Stoy.
Yeah, I'm also speaking in Estonian.
Okay. Then I would say that
So,
the Night
would you
Seer
like
was
to be
also
called
speaking in Estoy, if that was
Boy?
collectively what was being spoken.
Borg, bow, whatever slips off the tongue easier. Oh, I'm not much, I don't really
Uh,
care.
I like Borg. It sounds fierce, ferocious, something not to be messed with. It's strong heart and spirit.
Best not to
It's a
resist.
lot better than the fancy Bourgeois my parents named me.
I like it.
We have a very capable team. I really like our odds. If we work together, we can get the crown or whatever, and get the reward that's promised to us.
I think you're right, Gregor. With all of our skills combined.
Yes.
I have complete faith in all of
Let's
you.
go out.
I'll see you upon your return. Have a bit of merriment on me. And he buys an entire round for the table. And
Hey, cheers.
as he departs, he clears the bill. So at the very least, you guys have this next round as you kind of all just introduce yourselves a little bit. However much you want to share, you're more than welcome to share now. But if just basic introductions are had, then of course, eventually a night's sleep and travel ensued. You made your way traveling northeast, heading to where we are now here in the present moment. And as I said, you're pushing forward. You find this small clearing, and before you towers this gothic facade of the penumbral vestibule. A plane of black glass kind of lies before you, sprawled beyond, shrouding the floor with this petrified forest. Pretty much as far as the eye can see. And the steeply pitched roof of this moss-covered stone mausoleum is festooned with eerily realistic skeletal grotesques. Its stone doors are currently closed shut, decorated with an intricate sigil on the side. My God, it's happening again.
Chris, you're
No.
Am I the only one? I can't hear or see Aaron. Has he been talking this whole time?
Yeah, Aaron's been talking.
I haven't heard him say anything. I haven't been able to see or hear him. So I'm sorry if I interrupted him at all.
No, you didn't interrupt me at all. I gave the little intro of where
No,
we're
you're
back
good.
in right now.
You don't hear him talking right now?
Aaron, other Aaron.
Oh, I'm here.
Wait, who am I talking
Aaron.
about? Not Aaron. Not Aaron. Chris? It's Archimedes.
I'm here.
Yeah, Chris.
Chris? I haven't been able to hear or see Chris the whole time. That's what I was talking
Archimedes.
about. Sorry, I got Aaron and mixed up.
Gotcha.
His
I'm here.
Yeah, we can
mic
see you on camera,
crashed
but
out on it.
your mic's been
Yeah,
acting up.
his mic has been acting up, but he wasn't saying anything.
You can't see the camera again? Strange.
Mm-mm. No.
You can't see it? Oh,
No, I can't see him, but he wasn't talking or anything.
okay. Maybe it only pops up when they.
He has.
I did plenty.
I mean, you guys had like a bit of conversation back and forth, but I don't think you said anything after I jumped into the narration. So you guys are here on this plate of black glass. What would you like to do?
Is it just like, I'm thinking there's like a pathway, right? Just like a overgrown pathway towards the open the
If
towards the
if
door
you
of the
look at
mausoleum.
roll 20, that's basically kind of what you're looking
Okay.
at. You guys are stepped out onto this plane of black glass off here in the distance, kind of off map. And you can see off in the distance this moss-covered mausoleum and its entryway
Okay.
across this plane of black glass.
I bend down and try to.
Tutorial mode. Hold left joystick forward to move.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
How does this go? Why am I spinning?
Investigation check. What do I
yeah,
say?
I'll kind of put my hand out and be like, let me check this out before we, go any further. I have the keen sense of traps. I can find us, safe passage. This place doesn't look too hospitable, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, let's do that, Aaron.
And I would like to cast Detect Good and Evil.
Okay.
I will.
It's free.
I will use my. Seeing this ominous place, I will use my divine sense to detect good and evil.
I'll learn new spells.
Yeah.
Mine's a little special. I can, while I'm concentrating on detect good and evil, creatures are do you have like a different headset, possibly?
Yeah, I can't even
Good.
hear anything Chris is saying at all. Like that
his
entire
mic.
time.
No, that's
his
not
mic.
him saying anything. That's his mic freaking out.
Yeah.
I can't even hear his mic
Yeah,
freaking
it's.
out.
Oh.
Well, you're lucky.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
have a noise canceling.
for the duration, if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Similarly, if if there's a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but it is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, 1 thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. Okay.
And just so you know, when I cast Detect Good and Evil, because I have that undead thing, undead creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against me, and then I can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by undead creatures.
Okay. So, and then, but that also means that the detect evil and good is also limited to just the undead, right?
No, it's in addition. It does that extra undead feature.
Oh, okay.
I can cast Detect Undead. I mean, Detect Good and Evil.
Okay.
Will.
Okay. Cool.
So, that's up. I mean, do I notice anything?
Right now, no. We do not sense any current undead, fey, fiend entities within 30 feet of you.
What about these guys? Do they trigger? Are they good?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not. Okay. All right. All clear. Okay. All right. Well, I guess. I mean, so
Would he be able to?
Wow, man, what if a player really was hoping to have like this really cool and like climactic story? That would have been just like squanched right then and
Totally
there.
ended right there.
So this goodbye narrative. What's up?
I'm sneaking in already, so I'm
Okay.
do you want me to roll a stealth and or an investigation roll to kind of see if the path is clear at the door? If I need to check the door, I want to check the door.
I'm gonna say, again, you start stepping forward. You tell everyone to stay back. I'm not gonna have you roll just yet. You cross this flat plane of perfectly smooth glass with an almost kind of mirror-like reflectiveness. Kind of extending out beyond the mausoleum. And like I said, it stretches out to the edges of your vision, kind of faintly reflecting the dim light of the moon above. So it's just kind of a long stretch of plain black glass until eventually you get to the kind of makeshift stairway that leads up to these large stone doors with the sigil of a sun on it.
While they're
Clear.
all casting spells and stuff, I'm not paying attention at all. I'm like looking at the glass. I pull my hand axe out and I'm gonna try to like chink a piece of it off.
Okay, I guess give me are you actually like trying to strike this to do that, or are you just like gently scratching at it?
No, like I'll take my axe and I'll kind of just like and try to get a chunk of it off.
Well, then I'm gonna need an attack roll.
Oh, an attack.
Change my
roll.
mic to my webcam.
D.
Okay. We can hear you.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go.
Oof, 6.
Yeah. Would that hold detect good and evil? Technically, wouldn't he be able to notice my character in a way?
Let me see.
You fiendish
and what about
celestial.
my
As I'm
character?
technically, because I'm related to Celestials. So.
Yeah. There'd probably be a hint at the very least.
But you're, I mean, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you'd probably see this kind of light, aurulent glow emanating from Arthur. Something in the nature of celestial. And
What happens if I look at myself?
when you look at yourself, it's not as vibrant, but there's definitely something there. Something, it's kind of this almost, crimson isn't the right word. It's almost like an offset kind of purplish energy. It's very deep and settled when you see it, and it's kind of fluctuating. It's not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily seem to originate from you as much as it just is around you.
Well, are we good to go forward? You said it was clear, Aaron?
I waved them forward.
You wave them forward. What did you roll for your attack roll,
6.
Borg? Yeah.
Well, he got an 11. His modifier, so you got 11.
11, yeah.
I rolled a 1 on the die, plus my modifier is a 6.
Oh, it says 11 here.
Oh, really?
Damn.
He says you rolled.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought I rolled a...
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did it do damage? It re-rolled you. No, you could re-roll your ones because you're a halfling, dude.
Oh, yeah.
So it re-rolled your 1,
Let's
and
go.
you got a 6, and then it added
Okay.
your 5, so you got 11.
Sweet.
got you.
Totally forgot about that. Fucking awesome.
Yeah. Fucking halflings, man.
No nat ones for me, baby.
So, Borg, you kind of... I am... Well, we'll get to that later. So everybody kind of gets signaled over by Aram. And eventually you all make your way over to this doorway. And again, you see that kind of same, massive stone doors that are closed shut, decorated with this sigil of the sun.
I guess. Do I try? I'll try and open the door. It's locked.
It
Travis,
does
is
not
it
appear
locked?
to be locked as you inspect it with your passive investigation, but it is a heavy door.
Oh,
Here. I crack my knuckles.
I take a
Here,
step
let me
back.
help you out with that.
I just be careful.
I need to look at your guys' character sheets. 1 second.
I'm not very strong.
Yeah.
Who lead and
Yeah, our team looks like
Vin-
Okay.
a mother
in
and
my-
father with their weird-looking children.
so yeah, we watch the rogue halfling go up to the stone door, and yeah, Arthur, you kind of walk up and start pressing in, and then as the two of you push together, as the door swings open.
Not a
The-
problem. Ugh.
As you guys start to kind of step within the chamber here,
What does it look like inside? Are there windows in this mausoleum? So like some of a daylight is shining through or stuff.
there
Or
is
it
no
like-
daylight in the store. Yeah.
So it's just pitch black. So then I would buy that we've been holding torches the whole time.
Off and on, especially those
Yes.
that do not have dark vision.
Do not have
Is there
dark
no
vision.
moon?
What's up?
Is there no moon casting moonlight?
There is moonlight,
Okay.
but Where the fuck is the info here? So you enter into this chamber, and it's not very large. I mean, it's maybe 15, 20 feet back. It's kind of a open space here. And, you know, this above ground portion of the mausoleum kind of stands empty, save for dusty floors and some smashed funerary urns. And you can see what appears to be a stone staircase kind of leading into darkness above. The ceiling's maybe 15 to 20 feet up. There isn't really any kind of windows except for a small, like, missing points of brick to allow airflow and that kind of thing.
I get a chunk of that glass?
You did not.
Damn it.
That stuff was incredibly dense.
I guess I'll stealthily go towards those stairs and checking for traps along the way, making sure.
I got out.
Okay. So you guys. So give me the marching order then. So you guys are going
Torch
down,
out,
but you're kind of
making
going
sure.
ahead to keep an eye out for traps. You have a torch, I'm assuming. So
I'll be in the back, I guess.
I'll be right next to him, just kind of like a little bit slower than the rest, because I'm just looking in amazement at everything.
let's see.
Gregor Company.
I'll be
You
I'll be
know,
right behind Aaron
the stairway itself
going
kind of
down.
descends downward, kind of into the earth, and at the far end of this hall of stairs is a single stone door, and you can see it even via the torchlight. It's not too terribly far down these stairs. You can see it kind of goes straight, drops down, straightens, drops down, straightens, drops down, and then straightens just before the final door there. One thing that since you have mentioned that you have torches and you don't have dark vision, you are able to still see this. As you have entered, again, not much in the way of wealth or objects or furniture or anything of the sort, but as your eyes have kind of adjusted, the light has kind of brought everything into focus around you. You can see inlaid along these walls are grotesques, very macabre-like art depictions using real humanoid bones, kind of inlaid, skulls laid out with sprawling kind of light rays made out from leg bones and arm bones, almost creating depictions of the sun itself using humanoid remains, with these leftover bones. And as you're kind of traveling down, I'll say you're 10 feet ahead of everybody. And again, just so I get that down one more time, because I should have written it. Aram, and then,
I'm right behind. I'm following him.
so 10 feet behind
So-
is Artie, and then
He's Gregor.
Archimedes.
Yeah.
And then Borg, and then Greg.
Yes.
No, like I said, Deez and Gregor are in the back.
Oh, okay. So then it would be myself, then Arthur, then Borg, then Greg and Archimedes.
Well, you just had to break the alphabetical order. It's cool. It's alright
Let's
though.
start with
Jeez.
Beautiful. So, Aram, let me take a look here. So go ahead and give me an investigation check as you're kind of walking down these stairs, trying to. You said you're looking for traps.
14.
See here. One second. Two.
And then I'm keeping Detect Good and Evil up this whole time. Just, it's only last 10 minutes. But just for the record.
Okay, so I'd say at this point it's probably been about 5 minutes. Let's see.
I switched back to my normal mic. Hopefully it
I
doesn't
would
fuck
use
up
my
again.
own.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just double checking.
Okay. I will use my.
What are you using?
Casey, get out.
I'm gonna use my paladin divine senses to detect good and evil within a 60-foot radius of me.
Okay, so you detect the same thing that Greg detected before.
Cool. And I'm just keeping an ever vigilant eye out.
Remember,
seeing this
detect good and
ominous
evil is not
skulls,
like
everything.
detect magic. It just lets you know if there's a celestial, fey, fiend, or undead creature around you within the radius. That's it.
We're not much than I expected.
I know. Since I'm seeing like all these like human skulls actually like implemented in the wall and bone debris everywhere, it's kind of giving me like strange feelings. So
Yeah, me
just trying to keep a ever vigilance about.
For sure.
I must root out what's hidden in the dark.
With a 14 investigation. Huh. Give me an Arcana check.
Well, this is gonna go well. Yeah, 8.
Okay. So I needed a vibe check to find out like the levels of traps that you would be working. And yeah, I'd say this is probably one of your first like proper dungeons as a character, right? So
For sure.
you step forward and you're looking for tripwires, you're looking for pressure plates, you're looking for everything you know to look for. The classics, the standards. You step down onto the kind of first landing, the first flattened point. Cleared. Everything looked good. No pressure points of any kind. Seemed to be naturally kind of worn in time. But as you kind of step down, you can see again, in that same kind of grotesque, macabre, artistic depiction of the sun, there are two suns kind of centered on the midpoint made out of the bones on the wall as they begin to illuminate, and you watch as it releases a burst of radiant energy from both suns. I need dexterity saving throw.
Oh, fuck me. 11? I think? Yeah, 11?
11?
Son of a bitch. Yeah.
Okay. So you take 6 points of radiant damage. Because that's a fail. But I will say, with the previous investigation check, as you were hit with this blast of radiant energy, you do watch as the suns both kind of die down for a second. I'm going to say, with as high of a roll that you did get with investigation, even though not so familiar with the arcane, 2 and 2 is kind of putting together right now, and you feel like these things have like a time limit or a gap between when they can go off again. So I will say that with a 14. So you're thinking maybe a minute.
We've
Yeah,
got to go
bro,
through
you okay?
now.
Let's rush.
Yeah, it's like every one of you
Later.
guys just watched this little hooded halfling get blasted by 2 bursts of radiant energy from the kind of bone suns on the walls here.
I help pick him up as we run forward.
Yeah,
Help.
Okay.
I was gonna do the same thing.
So
Yeah.
and you guys are
I was
just running down the hall now?
Yeah. Just full charge towards him.
let's do this.
Go.
Okay, you
Watch out
guys
for other ones.
immediately hit the second landing, and now I need everybody to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, guys.
Booby
you're gonna get
traps.
killed.
Oh, Aaron's dead. I mean, somebody went one at a time, and there's an order.
Oh, that's why I asked. Are we all running forward down the stairs?
I was calling them to
But this is
wait
funnier.
for others.
This is totally
We were-
funnier. You guys are like
I rolled a
Scooby
19.
Doo.
While we're running,
Rolled a
you're screaming,
19.
"Wait!"
No. So okay, so to make this easier, anybody that rolled a 13 succeeded. 13 or higher. That's
Yes, succeeded.
it rolled low though. That was 4 points of radiant damage. So 1 and 3 from both suns as you guys ran past that second landing.
I take 1 more damage.
It was 1 and 4. Or I'm sorry,
I'll,
1 and 3, totaling at 4. Each wall seems to be releasing a
I take
burst
2
of.
then? I'm sorry. I
Oh, if you
saved. I rolled
succeed,
that 2.
then yes, you would take 2 points.
Okay, thank you.
No fail is a 4 damage.
Oh my god.
Correct.
I'm like really gonna die.
I give
next.
you as we're running, whatever. Since you're in front of me, I would be grabbing you. As I'm grabbing you, I'd be like, get up! I got you, my friend. And you feel like this slight warmth from my hands as I grab you. This is instinctual instinct to give you aid, and I'm using my racial feat of cure wounds.
I
So let me
dash
roll that.
ahead of everybody when they're like grabbing him after he gets hit pretty hard. I want to like burst of speed past everybody to the third landing by the door.
Okay. So you're just gonna keep running past everybody? Because I was gonna say that.
Well, I think I
So
would
you
have
take-
picked up.
Okay.
I would have picked up on it by now and realized that it had a limit. I feel like maybe, and I want to take that last hit for everybody as they're falling behind me.
Like trigger it. Can we like just shoot a bow or something? Have it shoot first, and then like just go right after it
Or-
shoots.
Well, because I think if we stay on the second landing, we'll just get hit again. Like if we stay there too long, so I want to run down to the third one.
Like I said, the spells themselves. Everyone, give me an Arcana check for those that have been hit by this at this point, which I think is everybody.
How much did you heal me for, Casey?
3.
3. Thank you.
But I'm going to. Are you still okay?
I have 4 HP now.
Nice.
So that's like half my HP.
Okay.
I have a total of 9.
I'll dump 2 lay on hand, so that should give you 2 more HP.
Okay, so you bring me up to 6.
Rolled a 12
Yeah.
for Arcana
Thank
check.
you.
Okay.
Yep, no problem.
Got an 18.
18. So those of you that roll basically a 10 or higher would be recognizing at this point that these traps, for lack of a better word, again are emanating very much from the very artistic depiction of the sun at both or every one of these landings. Each one seems to have suns made out of bones where these spells seem to be originating. I will give you that if you rolled a 10 or higher. If you rolled an 18 or higher, either blocking them or possibly destroying the depiction could disarm the trap.
I was gonna ask, can we see the one at the
So
third
we're still
area?
on the second landing then.
Yeah, I was thinking you all got kind of hit with the pulse. The one holding Aram kind of, let go, trying to protect and dodge himself, unfortunately, but Aram's a nimble figure, caught himself on his feet with his successful save. And you guys were kind of collecting yourselves as you were going down. But if you wanted to continue trying to run past all that, if you succeeded on your save, I'll say that you could do that. It's up to you.
I'm just trying to picture in my head. So there's 3 sun traps like on the 3 landings as we're going down.
No, on each landing, there's a sun depiction on the left and right hand side.
Right, but there's 3 landings, so there's like
Correct.
3 spots where we could get hit, and we're on the first landing right now.
You're on the second landing because you guys bulldozed down the stairs into the second landing. I got very Scooby-Doo vibes. It was great.
Nice.
Cast a spell on it, or like shoot the bone. Do the bones look like?
That's what I'm asking.
You
Can we see the third one?
Yeah,
Well,
you can get down the stairs enough to where you're not on the landing, but can see the depictions on the walls.
Can I use my bow and arrow and shoot an arrow at the skull to destroy it?
The one on the second landing or the first landing?
The third landing, isn't there?
I'm sorry, that's what I meant. The second or the third?
On the third, because
Okay.
we've passed the second, right? We're past the second.
I'm assuming you're having this conversation on the second landing right now. So
No. I got dragged into the second one, and I thought through it.
okay.
Did we not go through it? Why did we not go through it?
You guys got blasted by it when you stepped into the
Okay.
Yeah,
trap.
we got blasted, and then we're kind of just.
Not everyone
All right,
succeeded
so
on the save, so some of you toppled down.
Get onto the next part of the stairs, and I'll stumble forwards, and then is try and help anybody that I can.
Okay.
And then when everybody's safely on the stairs and not on that landing area where the trap triggers, because by now I'm pretty sure I figured it out. Fool me twice, shame on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so fucking. I guess I'll pull out my bow, and will you let me make an attack roll? It's like let me try and destroy one of these things.
Yeah. Take a shot at the skull in the middle of the
You
sun.
doing the one on the left or the right?
Does it matter which one I shoot, Archimedes?
Well, I'm gonna do the opposite one.
Okay, well, I'll get the left one.
All right, so
Can't
I'm
hear
gonna-
anything Chris says at all.
Oh, he's really quiet.
everyone else
No,
can hear me.
There's no.
Try seeing if you can update,
Individually or
Is
something.
that better?
change his audio to where you can turn up his volume.
Oh yeah,
I
you can
had his
right click
audio
me.
maxed.
Weird.
There you go.
That is strange because
I hear him just fine. There's no issues with the mic. It's all great.
I'm going to just leave the voice chat quick and see if that fixes it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame at
On
the other one.
the
Roll the 24 on the left one, and he's going for the
I'm
right.
doing the right one.
Yeah.
Hear and see Chris now.
Oh, sweet.
Very nice.
That a lot because I
Nice.
really couldn't hear a fucking thing you were saying.
It's weird.
Okay, so if you are you're casting well, first and foremost, Archimedes, will you please describe to us what it looks like as you are casting your sacred flame, as you tap into the energies that you have? What does this spell work look like?
Ooh.
So
Did you put on your goggles?
literally, I just like snap my fingers, and some flame is like in my right hand, and then I'm just gonna kind of blast it forward.
What color spectrum are we working with here?
My flames.
Well, it's
Traditional.
sacred flame is more like it's a radiant flame. It's not real fire. It's like
All
divine
right, so
energy.
it's blue.
Okay.
It's a blue flame,
Um,
and it just kind of rests in my hand when I
like
snap
a
my fingers,
like a
and then I'm
midnight
ready
blue.
to just blast it.
Okay.
Like like the blue on Arin's chair there.
Okay. Cool. I like it. I like it. Sorry, I need visuals. And I'm trying to think of like where your magic comes from.
Oh, I have to do an attack roll. Duh.
No, actually, with Sacred Flame, they
Oh,
do
no, I
a
don't.
saving throw.
Yep.
But in this
It's
case,
more
they
of a-
auto
they got
fail
it
because it's a dexterity saving throw and it's a skull
It's a
in a wall. So go ahead and
Yeah.
just roll damage, and then
Okay, I did 3.
Aram, go ahead and roll an attack roll on the skull on the opposite side.
24.
24, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oops, sorry. Smoke a cigarette. Right there. Damage.
Uh,
8?
8?
Bad.
Yeah.
That's good.
You how are you attacking the skull? Crossbow?
Just shoot my short bow.
Your short bow. You pull out your bow, you hear the stretching of the string on your bow, the sudden snap as you release. It strikes right into the skull, right through the nose and kind of up through the back of the skull, and you watch as it just snaps it in two. Again, kind of shooting from a lower angle, so.
Yes.
And then, what did you roll for damage on Sacred Flame?
3.
3. You snap your fingers and unleash that burst as the flame kind of disappears and reappears. Or no, you said it's more of like a hurl action, so you kind of snap
like
it
travels
forward.
all the way over there.
It's like flicking a bottle cap from a beer. You're like, pop, and it flicks over there. And as the flame hits it, you do watch as the skull begins to crack and split, but it does seem to be.
Shucks.
It's not broken.
Have I ever seen magic before?
Well, I'll follow up with a ray of ice. Just shoot a ray from the back. Attack the same.
I would say.
I have 120 feet of dark vision.
Hold on one second. Let me answer his question first. So, have you seen magic before?
Like, have I seen? Because it's pretty like looked down upon here, right?
Yeah.
in Astoria, it's mixed feelings. Some
That's a good
people.
point. No, I should have. I probably would have rather shot it with my crossbow. That's a shit. My character would have shot. I was just trying to save it.
Okay, so if you're taking out a crossbow and taking a shot, go ahead and give me a shot. Roll, and then I would say you tell me what your character feels about it, but I guarantee, I think, if I remember correctly, where your character originates from.
Crow's Bend.
Well, no, then it's up to you, really. Because, again, Astoria is full of people that feel both ways. Magic's okay, and some people feel it's not.
I have been a mercenary for a while, so like I have been in a couple fights and a couple battles and stuff. Do you think I would have gone up against anybody using magic?
Look over at Bo and I'm like, you got a problem?
No, I was just thinking if I hadn't ever seen magic before, I would have been like, what the
bloody hell
was that?
I would say, in this instance, first off, he's using a unique form of, I don't know if divine's the right word, but it's more akin to that than your standard arcane. But I don't think your
probably
character
know of magic, but
He-
you
he's-
wouldn't.
he's
you
not-
might not have seen it per se.
I wouldn't say with your intellect you would really be able to know the difference between it. Magic is magic to you.
But it looks a little special to me, so I'm like, what the bloody hell was that?
Pretty cool, huh?
Jesus, that was impressive.
Let's see.
You just wait.
I'm removing
So I got-
the fog of war.
I had a 16. I mean, do I need to finish that skeleton?
Yeah, you do.
I think we should.
I mean, I could shoot again. It's not a big
Well, that-
deal.
Well, I shot.
What did you
Got a
What did you roll?
16.
Yeah, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Oh wow.
You install the
3.
plugin, John? The extension?
I haven't installed it, but I don't have the character imported yet. I'm trying to figure out how to.
You just have to go to the extension. Here, I'll come help you.
Yeah, you don't have to import anything. All you do is install that thing, and it'll automatically do it.
Well, how do I roll all the stats and stuff? Without...
You just roll
Wait,
on
you
your
haven't
D&D
you haven't
Beyond
made
sheet.
your character on D&D Beyond.
No, I haven't. Yes.
Okay.
So you add that character. I believe it asks you to select a character. Or a campaign, something like that.
I got the wrong extension.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay. I had put a link to it.
Alright.
Okay, cool.
So, as you can see, these were the landings that you've already triggered, and this is the landing where you guys are currently trying to destroy the suns that are in the wall.
And are they both destroyed now?
And the party is kind of roughly in that area right here. And how much damage did you roll?
Well, 3 on the first one.
He says 8 damage.
Well, that was the reroll because it didn't transfer over, but
Oh.
technically I rolled 3 first.
Yeah, no, immediately as you take a shot, clips another part of the skull and it shatters, falling to the ground.
So the cleric
It's
dead.
safe, guys.
You don't know.
You doing okay there, mate?
I think. I almost wanted to just go to test it, but I feel I'm not as nimble as I should be.
But I can shoot an arrow at the landing and see if the arrow triggers the attack.
Aram, you know there are no pressure plates in that floor.
Yeah, there's not a pressure plate. It detects
Motion.
something.
Well, motion sensor. I was thinking motion sensor was it, but
Some sort of magic
okay, yeah.
that's casing those things.
So obviously
Well,
they're
you just
destroyed.
said it's from the
Obviously not doing
skulls,
anything.
right?
Yeah, it was the skulls. Is where it was. Is where I got blasted from twice.
I'll walk down. I'll walk down to the third.
And we just destroyed them, right? So let's just go.
Archimedes, you step
And
down
I
onto the
proceed
platform,
forward.
and I'm going to need you to be perfectly fine because nothing happens.
Sweet.
So,
It worked, guys.
yeah, seem to disable whatever arcane trap was in place. So, excuse me, sorry guys. I'm snacking.
Is there a door now in front of us, or is it a hallway? I'm sorry.
You've made it to this doorway here. It is...
What do we see?
Is it another skull case door? Stone. I mean, I was able to open the last one by myself, so I feel a little.
Yeah, this door can actually be open, and technically, per the original marching order, you guys all kind of step in, because that's how this room is built. And I will reveal it to you as you guys please roll initiative for me. Not for necessarily combat, but I need it for order of operation.
Oh, I missed my shoes. Oh, the cleric. It's got to be a cleric thing, man. I want those shoes.
Oh yeah, plus 315.
Let's see here. I need the information here.
Do y'all see mine there on roll 20?
Yeah, you got rolled 11, dude.
Okay.
I
He
got
gave
a
me
10.
this thing saying, you wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but
Wait,
no
no.
valid token was selected.
I had to see that too. Casey, did you roll? I don't see you in here.
Hold on. I'm
I'm not on there because I'm working through my tablet and all that. So
Okay.
I'm not on my I'm not on a laptop
Boo.
or anything.
Oh, I gotcha.
Well, I'll set that up next time.
No. I just gotta be able to
He's doing it so he can cheat.
over there for you.
Sorry, guys.
Yes.
I'm trying to set up
Cheating is
the
the key, man.
revealing.
Oh god,
I mean,
big
we
open
gotta
area,
cheat
that's a
somewhere.
fight.
Not necessarily. This is it all that comes down to what you guys end up doing. Let's see here. I need to know what to add. Okay, I'm just gonna roll and pick a number. That makes sense. Of course.
Do you want our initiative still?
Yeah, we see your initiative, you're going first.
Yeah,
I got I got 15 for mine.
So it would be, the order is Bro, Arthur,
Hold on.
Meaties, myself, I think.
So who had 20 through 15?
I rolled a 20.
Bro.
I had 15.
Fuck. Borjo. And then you had 15.
Yes, Arthur had 15.
Arthur. 15. And then 14 through 10.
11.
Archimedes.
I had 8.
These
11.
10. Aaron is 10.
Greg had 8. Who had 10?
Aaron?
Alright. Well, that was good. Okay. So, at the top of the round, I'm going to say, since you're kind of the one opening the door, give me a quick investigation or perception check, RM. As you're opening the door, again, the whole party kind of piled behind you on this landing as you're opening the door.
I'm busy doing something else. I'm sorry, perception or investigation?
Either or.
Either.
Yeah, I'm giving dealer's choice.
Sweet. 18, sir.
18, very nice. So,
I'm more focused on the inside and not paying attention, and I'm thinking I got this door all by myself again.
yeah, and
Like
you
the
do.
last one
You
all
got
by
it.
myself. Yeah.
You shift
Alright.
it open, it scoots out of the way, and as it opens up, you can see there in front of you a crystal orb floats above a stone plinth in the center of this chamber. It kind of rotates slowly, glowing a faint blue. Its carved surface kind of evokes the shape of a lidless eye. A secluded alcove kind of stands at each corner of the room, with doors to the north and south. To the east stands a massive stone door inscribed with detailed carvings of humanoid figures, skeletons, and a radiant sun disk. With the initiative being in the order that it's in, you see this crystal for lack of a better word, eye kind of floating in the center above this plinth. And clearly this is the way you need to go. I will say with that investigation check, you absolutely notice this with enough time for everyone to attempt stealth rolls while entering into the room.
Guys, we gotta be careful. This doesn't look as safe. This looks worse than the stairs. Let me just say.
Let me see.
We also see stealth checks. There is stealth investigation.
Vigilance is.
Yeah,
the
RM
utmost.
kind of was able to gesture to the party quick enough after noticing the crystal eye on the plinth there. Gesturing, this is where we need to go, but look at that. Quiet, stealthy, go forward. And then we go based off of initiative after that. So, just to double check, going in the right order. RM, what did you roll?
For stealth, 23.
Archimedes.
I rolled a disadvantage, so I rolled a natural 20
Hey,
and
me
a 6.
too.
Damn.
Why do you have disadvantage? Because your armor or something?
Are we going
Yeah.
in the order that we're walking,
Yeah.
or our initiative order?
You were lined up in the order you were walking. You're going in the order of your initiative order.
So it would be Brove then first, because he's got a higher initiative.
Correct. So at this point, you should be able to see on Roll20 what the kind of space looks like, but hopefully my description was enough. There are 4 different alcoves in this room, 2 kind of lined against the northern side, which is your left, or 2 to the southern side, which is your right.
Is that a door in the middle between those 2 alcoves on both sides, north and to our left and our right? Is that what I'm seeing?
There,
Doors?
there are. Let's see here.
But no door in front of us.
Yeah.
There is
Roll a 17
a
and
doorway
12.
that's kind of open here to the southern side of the room, but the
Okay.
northern side door is actually currently closed.
Gotcha. Okay. Jeez.
With that being said, Bourgeois, you are up. So, with that, technically when you kind of step into the room, you can see the multiple alcoves to the left and right. You can see this kind of glass eye, kind of very, think Zelda style rotating plinth. So you're
I'm just gonna I rolled a 16 for stealth, so I'm gonna try to just keep to the left side.
I was gonna say, as you step in, you get the feeling like it has not detected you. Then, if you rolled a 16,
Are you wearing armor?
No.
No? Okay, cool.
It's got chainmail, I think.
Which I don't even.
I think you guys have the option to go into assets and go to free assets and pick something in like the Pathfinder 2nd edition character art or the character art up top, and I recommend the Pathfinder ones because they're nice little circular tokens like the one I chose, and they have some cool art. But
Where are they?
should be in the tab just to the right of messages, art library.
Okay, I see it.
If you can, just see if you can select an asset. I don't know if you can.
There's free assets.
Again, it won't necessarily be fully accurate for battle maps, but we can try to use it just for, again, aiding the theater of the mind. So you're trying to run into the alcove to the left, you said?
I'm thinking when I see this creepy ass eye, I'm just kind of like, sneak my way along the left side, just watching it the whole time. I think I would be trying to.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to this door right to the left here, I believe.
Okay. I will stress, as you're trying to head towards that door, you
And I'm looking for the sun things that we saw earlier too.
Okay, you don't see any of those traps anywhere from what it looks like. I mean, you see lots of different bones inlaid into the walls, but that's like looking for a needle in a haystack without using any kind of arcane ability. There's lots of depiction of the sun using that kind of macabre style. But as you're kind of approaching that door to your left or to the north, you see that it's actually closed. But you do see kind of an alcove just to the left of it as the eye is beginning to shift and turn to face this side of the room.
Can I duck into the alcove so that I'm out of view of my eye?
Yeah. So you'd be kind of in this region right here. As you were going here, you kind of duck back and go this way. What is your passive perception?
I want to say, 11.
Okay. Okay. So you run it into that alcove and you rolled a 16 for stealth before?
Yep.
Yeah, so you duck into that alcove and you're feeling pretty comfortable. You're a little peeved that the door wasn't actually open there, but you feel, at least for the moment, you are safe. Are you wanting to do anything?
Can I see the doorway where everybody's kind of like waiting in?
Yeah, the alcove that you're in currently is capable of seeing that point of ingress into this main chamber.
I'm gonna like wave them over to me.
Alright, so there's not a lot of space, but you are a halfling, so another one or two small races like yourself might be able to fit into one alcove, funnily enough.
I'll wave Aaron over then, specifically.
Okay.
If he sees, I'll like point at him and like wave him over quick.
Okay. And then are you gonna like hold an action or do anything like that?
No, I'm just kind of watching this eye right now.
Okay, tracking. All right.
I don't think nothing seems to be super wrong to me. I sense that the eye thing is bad, but I'm just like.
Okay. Well, then that's going to
Nice.
end Borgio's turn. Beautiful. And then Arthur, you are up, and then Archimedes, you are on deck.
Okay, I rolled stealth with disadvantage, so I got a 12. And as I'm coming in, seeing this ominous eye moving, I see like another alcove to like the right hand side, so I'm gonna make my way to one of those alcoves to duck down into and ready my spear just in case some shit goes wrong.
Okay. So you're trying to duck down into the alcove to the south side of the room closest?
Yes.
Okay. As you're kind of stepping towards that way, unfortunately, the sound of your armor is rather loud as suddenly the eye kind of shifts and wiggles and shifts and turns towards the upcoming sound of the clinking of your armor going towards the alcove. The eye begins to fill with this aurulent glow as it begins to focus at the iris point of the eye, and a beam of energy launches out towards you. That is going to be a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that absolutely hits.
It only does 2 points of radiant damage. But I kind of imagine that you're kind of going in for a dive into that, like behind that alcove, and you kind of just get clipped
Yes.
by the beam as it's launched towards you. It sits there kind of pulsating, almost this like red to orange, back to yellow for a moment, and then it shifts back to blue and starts to kind of just go back to slowly oscillating once again.
I'm like, ah. Am I able to chuck a spear at it?
If that's something you want to do, yeah. You can definitely try it and see what happens.
I'm
so
gonna
fragile being level 1.
I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna gather myself. I'm pulling out my spear and I'm gonna like hold my action. So if this thing tries to shoot at somebody else, I'm gonna throw it at it. That's what I'm gonna do. Steady myself. Try to be vigilant and observe how this thing works.
Okay.
Because I'm not even sure what the fuck happened. Ah. Not today.
Smoke kind of rising from the wound on the leg. But you steady yourself and ready your spear just in case. And so that'll end your turn. Your held action. Next is Archimedes, and then Aram. You're on deck. Arin.
So I'm clearly not going to be able to sneak past this thing.
What did you roll? Stealth.
A 6.
Well, I mean, you did step into this room, and you did roll a 6, so that part's unavoidable.
Crunch.
The way you flavor it and where you go into the room is up to you.
Well, see, that's why I'm thinking attack first.
Okay.
Before I get attacked by anything.
Okay.
And a couple people already got their strategic positions, so they're good. And I'm going to let's see.
Well, if you're attacking, so am I. I'm chucking that spear.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, that's good that you held that attack. I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt on this thing, this eye or whatever it is.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a spell attack roll, then.
13.
That just barely hits.
Woo!
So go ahead and roll damage.
Did you use Guiding Bolt?
Yeah.
Nice. Archimedes is smart.
8 damage.
8 damage, okay. And
oh yeah, that misses.
and then go ahead and roll for your. No, you have advantage because he hit it with Guiding Bolt.
Oh yep. Sweet.
That was a good combo
Thank
move.
you.
Like you guys have been playing together for years.
Yeah, man.
After
Don't
that,
visit anymore, guy.
after that intense fight with those displacer beasts,
Sweet.
it was,
There's a 14 hit.
14 does hit.
Sweet. All right.
So go ahead and roll for damage.
That's going to be. Oh shit! I totally messed that up.
Nice.
No.
So you kind of come charging outright, gathering this ball of
3
energy
points
as
of
you,
fucking spear damage, baby.
Yeah.
3 points of damage.
Yeah. No divine smite yet.
Oh, and I'm gonna take my bonus action.
Mhm.
Sorry, I didn't say. And I'm going to heal myself.
Is that burning a spell?
Yes.
You can only burn one spell per turn.
So
So
you can only do a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
So So you
It
would-
says it's my bonus action, so I'm confused. But okay, I
it's
see what
it's
Yeah,
you're saying.
the rules of magic.
You can use.
Yeah.
a cantrip and a spell.
Okay.
You cannot
I see, I
burn
see.
a spell slot with a bonus action if you are doing it with an action,
Okay.
or
Then
it's
never
the,
mind.
no, or it's the other way around. You cannot burn a spell slot for an action if you're also doing it one with a bonus action. So there actually is a way to use more than one spell per turn. They just can't be bonus action spells. Not a lot of people know that because
Okay,
of
no
the way
worries.
it's phrased. But rule of thumb is one spell slot per turn. It's just an easier way to remember
Okay.
that.
But you can use cantrips like willy nilly though.
Correct.
Yeah.
Cantrips are unlimited.
Yeah.
That's why Starlight.
So I should have done Sacred Flame.
No,
Yeah.
not necessarily, because
Not
you guys did
necessarily.
do some solid damage. You
That
did
guiding bolt
Cool.
helped.
Yeah.
It helps Casey hit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Arthur would have missed.
and 3, so you
Yeah.
guys did 11 points of
Otherwise, I
damage
would've
together.
missed.
So as you kind of come charging
Watch out.
forward, unleashing this bolt of this kind of dark bluish energy, makes me think of the night spells from Elden Ring. But yeah, you unleash this bolt. It illuminates for a second, these pulses of blue energy kind of emanating. His spear flies through the air, cracking a chip off the eye itself. It kind of shakes and goes red again and unleashes a beam towards you. You do take 4 points of radiant damage. Archimedes, yes. But you guys
Yeah,
do look
no
like
health
you
left.
heavily damaged it. And I don't know if I mentioned this. I will say, just as being a nice DM, everybody did start off with one basic healing potion.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sweet. What's
'Cause-
that? 2d4.
It's 2d4 plus
two?
2. Yeah.
Sweetness.
But you stand kind of now in this kind of open area, this red eye kind of shaking, seemingly beginning to try to prepare for another attack. What do you do, Archimedes?
So
There is,
I mean, I just got hit.
yeah.
I still have some movement, but
You have your bonus action still.
I'm gonna say you basically have your full movement in the start of this room. So, you depending on how far you can move, you might be able to make it to one of the further alcoves on the northern or southern side of the room.
that's what I was thinking. Is maybe I would go and join Casey.
I mean, it's a very, very tight squeeze.
Okay. So
Like I said, the halflings and the smaller folk might be able to fit multiple in an alcove, but
you're saying that
But there's two. But there's
now
two
I have a
spots in
healing
the
potion.
south,
I could
right?
use it, right?
technically, with a bonus
If you need
action,
to.
you can use a potion. I still keep that homebrew rule.
Okay, so I'm gonna use it.
Okay, that's 2d4 plus 2.
Okay.
Cool.
See Archimedes pull a bottle from his bag, rip the cork off, and shoot it back.
7 health.
Nice.
Nice.
Doesn't it take an action to? Isn't it an action to drink?
Yes,
Well,
normally
we have homebrew.
normally it is an action, but I think it helps for the sake of combat and helps for the sake of brevity, because combat is already a long process, and especially with more players, it takes longer to get through combat as well. So, for the sake of brevity and to aid in the flow of combat, I allow players to take an action, take a potion with a bonus action, but to feed a potion or give a potion to somebody else, that is an action.
Oh,
That makes complete sense.
So-
Because there's less need during the bonus action. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So it's easier to take it yourself versus using an actual bonus action to reach down and do something because it's not
Exactly.
technically a full action. You know what I mean?
Mm. Well,
That's how I got it.
rules is written in the player's handbook. It is an action, but again, it's just so much faster and so much easier to do it that way. So
And I'm just gonna not go anywhere. I'm just gonna stay where I'm at.
you're just gonna stand there in front of the crystal. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Hell yeah, stand your ground.
You need to move.
Let's see here. So next in the order is.
Hey man, he's got
Aaron.
armor on. He's good.
How do I put down a token on the thing?
I mean,
I have one in my library. How do I put it down? Like, I click on it and then drag it?
I think so, but if not, just tell me which one it is and I'll throw it on there for
The
you.
rogue? It was the rogue. It was just default rogue one.
Default rogue.
Yeah. Under the
in-
freebies or something.
Which
I don't
which freebie section?
Under the premium assets, it was free assets. There was further down characters or something. I just typed in the search. You can type in the search right there. I just typed in rogue. And threw up a few in the freebies part. Under characters. There was
Characters.
a rogue right at the bottom.
It's not really a token, but
Oh, it's not a token? Oh, maybe that's why it's not working. I have tokens.
It's right
selectively
here.
uptied,
So-
portraits.
Well,
Token man.
Perfect.
That's the whole guy.
Yeah, that's my ginormous halfling.
exactly. That's why I wanted the tokens because they're a little bit more manageable. But
Why would-
Fury of the Small.
I thought it was a token though. I mean, like I thought it would be smaller or something. I figured it would be.
I'm sure I could scale it down, maybe, hopefully. There you go.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect.
So we're
I think he's
How'd
all
you
the way
ping
up
there?
there in the top.
How did you ping there? That was pretty neat.
Yeah, there.
again, I'm still learning how to use this, but yeah, I think you're up here. We're gonna say this for right now is the paladin, but and
Sweet.
the eye is kind of moved a bit forward. But with that being said, next in the order is Arn.
Is the eye? Was it like rotating around, and then when it found somebody, it like immediately turned and fixed onto him, and then shot, and then it goes back to spinning till it
Got him.
finds somebody again? Is that what I'm seeing the eyes doing
Well, right
I've
now,
seen
what
it
you're seeing
fire
is
twice
um,
and not fire once? Right.
it seems to both be able to hear and see. Surprisingly.
Okay. Weird.
Hmm.
Remember, we already fucked it up a decent amount, so.
Yeah. Well, I had a huge stealth roll, so my stealth roll, if go back here, I rolled a 23. So I'm gonna go in from the door, I guess, and creep over to Borg,
Okay.
and can I use my bonus action to hide? Is that something I can do at this level, or do I have to?
I think that's level 2.
Is it level 2?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's level 2 because that's a cunning action. Or,
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Okay. So
Damn.
let's see. It doesn't seem me. So do I get?
I'd say you'd be able
to.
to take
Sneak
advantage
attack?
of while it's shooting at Archimedes to dodge
Alright.
over into that alcove to the north.
Okay, and then can I shoot at the eye? I guess.
Yeah.
When I'm in that corner, you know what I'm hidden.
Do it.
Do I get advantage on the roll?
That's what I was thinking, but maybe not. I don't know.
With the flanking rules,
But I wanted to. I figured I was hidden.
If it had reset, maybe, but it was like looking directly at the door. I'm gonna say that if you do hit it, you're still getting sneak attack damage because you're not its primary focus with that stealth roll. So I am still gonna give you sneak attack, but I don't.
All I wanted. Nope, that's all I wanted.
I don't know if it'd be an advantage attack in that moment.
Some sort of
dirty
advantage.
20. I rolled a dirty 20.
Just throw your mouse at it.
Absolutely.
No. Never.
Absolutely
I
hits.
would not do that.
Say go!
No way.
Go, Nicodemus!
He's gonna be
I choose you!
Ooh, 8 damage.
I thought
He's
you
gonna
meant
be your little
computer mouse
Pokemon.
for some reason. I was like, why does he have a computer mouse?
No.
8 damage on the eye.
8 damage.
Yeah.
We were at 11 before. Fuck. Yeah, you turned around the corner. Arrow chips and kind of ricochets, but you do watch as it chips away a huge chunk of this eye. This thing is like statically, like barely floating, like it's like on a mag lift, and it's fucking up. It's looking pretty rough.
Good.
So that's gonna be your turn.
Yes, sir.
All right. Next in the order is Greg.
Greg!
I will make a attack roll on the eye. Crossbow.
Okay. Go ahead and
Crossbowing it up, baby.
step into the room, kind of flanking behind to the right of Archimedes.
Ooh, 19.
19 absolutely hits it. All you need is 1 point of damage, so you auto succeed on killing this guy.
I rolled a 1, that's funny.
So,
Nice.
Oh my god.
clink,
Just what you needed.
and just completely shatters. It does that thing where it kind of like hits a solid surface and just kind of like falls flat, but like a moment later, the whole thing just shatters. And we see a burst of kind of Arlant light as the pieces kind of collapse down to the ground.
Boy.
Sweet. If the area at the coast is clear, I will definitely get up and collect my spear
Moment.
and make sure everybody's okay.
I
With
poked my head out of the alcove. You killed it already.
Aram, with your passive investigation, as you're kind of
Let's have it a little fun, mate.
collecting yourselves out of the alcove there, you and Borg, you do take notice what appears to be these kind of like old scrape or scratch marks there in that alcove. They kind of like have a half circle or half curvature to them.
The hidden door.
Which alcove?
The alcove the two of you stand in. Your passive perception wasn't high enough.
There's a claw marks on the wall.
No, on the
Or
floor.
where the door opens.
No, like scraping marks, like something heavy has been scraping like that.
No claw, though, right?
Oh, like as if the door opened there frequently.
Yeah.
Just scrapes on the floor.
Interesting. Guys, the floor here looks a little weird. We might want to check it out.
I'm gonna
Can I
grab the door
can I
and try to.
investigate the wall or something now?
I think it might be a door.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the door we're standing next to and try to pull it open.
The door
Here, let
itself
me help
does
you out there.
not open. It's kind of a stone door that's closed downward. There's no handle of any kind.
I'm thinking we need to look for a button or a lever.
But the alcove that you were standing in, if you are investigating that, like I said, with your passive investigation before, you take notice of these scrape marks. It looks like the wall in the northernmost part of this alcove oscillates on like a cylindrical pillar, and it will rotate. And the marks on the floor appear to be scrape marks from the door rotating open.
Can I push on it?
If you push on this side here,
It shifts open. Let's see.
Walk in.
Okay. Well, as you step in, first and foremost, do you have dark vision and do you have a torch?
No, I would have. I think at this point, after the eye fell, I would have pulled my torch back out. I probably would have put it away, thinking that we were about to get in a fight, but I would have pulled it out at this point.
Because I mean, if you have torches, it's important to know because if you don't have them out,
torch out too.
okay.
I believe, right?
I have a lantern, but I'm not sure if I have oil.
Yeah, you need that. It's very important for a lantern.
I have my torch out.
I see Archimedes pulling out his lantern and fumbling around looking for some oil, and I just reach into my backpack and I pour a little bit, and I'm like, I got this for you, buddy. And I pour a little bit into his thing, so
Oh, sweet.
got some light in his lantern.
As we're peering into this dark, ominous room,
You have
I'm
oil?
also going to cast
Yeah,
Divine
I do.
Sense
I
again.
have a flask of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I actually have 2 of them.
nice.
Now my bullseye lantern casts bright light in a 60-foot cone, and dim light for an additional 60 feet.
Nice.
And it's lit for it can burn for 6 hours.
So I'm gonna say.
I'm
Sorry.
gonna put my torch away quick now that that's out.
Yeah.
Well, remember it's a cone of light, so.
I aim it over there.
For sure. Well, I would say again, you being the fan of history that you are, Archimedes, as everyone's kind of collectively, you were standing in the middle of this room, like facing the eye when it was destroyed, and they're kind of framing the eye in the distance was this massive stone door covered in these engravings, this depiction of a conquest or war long ago. As you're kind of lighting your torch to kind of start to get a better view, I kind of imagine, you hear over here as everybody starts messing with the kind of false or secret door there as it kind of shifts open. Your attention turning back towards them as you start to walk over and bringing the light over. You're all stepping in. You guys have now made your way down the stairs, made it through these traps, fought these creatures. It's been a tiring afternoon. Obviously, you guys are feeling probably a bit rough. And
What does this room smell like?
It smells like the rest of the place. I mean, you haven't all quite stepped in yet. I figured you guys might want to take a moment to, I don't know, short rest maybe, or I'd allow like a 30-minute short rest in this instance.
If I can see in the room, I'm just walking in.
Okay. So you start to step in.
I'll walk in behind him.
Again, it's been like 20-30 minutes now. Making your way through, you step in and you enter this vast hall lined with pillars, each decorated with parallel lines of femurs everywhere. The spaces between these bones are filled with skulls, all leering emptily as you begin to approach. A stone door kind of stands at the east of the room as the kind of lamplight shifts and moves through this chamber, looking at all these different pillars and femurs. And as you see this kind of stone door that stands at the east end of this room, you can see that there are like different, several funerary alcoves filled with glinting metal that line the west wall. And as you kind of step in, you start to hear the sound of and as you, I'm assuming
Nicodemus like kind of hides into his little hideaway for a bit.
Okay.
I cast a divine.
Guys, we gotta be careful. We
there's-
really
Everybody give me a perception check.
Question: is my detecting evil not like picking up anything with all these like magic bones and stuff?
That lasts for 10 minutes.
But I said I'm keeping it up the whole time. It doesn't cost me any spell slots. Or anything.
I need, whenever I tell you how long the time has passed, you'll have to tell me that you recast it. We're not going to auto assume any casting of spells and abilities.
I'm not assuming anything. When I walked in the building, I said I'm going to keep it up this whole time. Like I stated that, and then Casey was like, "I'm going to cast it too." So I mentioned that.
That's fine, but if I don't hear I cast Detect Good and Evil within a time frame that I've already said 20-30 minutes have gone by, I'm going to assume it's not cast.
Arthur did say that he cast it before we enter, or like while we were entering.
Yes, and just before this scene, I had specified that 20 to 30 minutes had gone by. The spell lasts for 10 minutes. So that's why I stress the times.
Can we roll a hit dice or
I'm
two?
not going to stress anything.
Can we roll a hit dice? Since we got 30 minutes there, you said we had a short rest.
No, the journey of making it down the stairs, disarming the traps, getting into combat, collecting yourselves afterward.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And the spell casting of Detect Good and Evil was upon entering the mausoleum.
But I did say I'm going to keep it up the whole time, which means I would.
And I also did say that you would have to state and specify it again. So,
okay. Well, anytime 10 minutes occurs, tell me.
That's exactly the plan. Or you can inquire. But
or you can just make it easier for everybody and like make it happen.
No.
Okay, yeah, cool, there you go. That's the point.
So, with that being said, what did everybody get on their perception checks?
I got a 20.
15.
8.
28.
The headphones.
5.
15.
15. Let's see here.
I'm busy with Nicodemus.
Those that roll over an 11 notice humanoid figures rising from the ground to the west, and if you've now cast your spell again, you are now detecting this undead force coalescing.
Oh shit!
Ooh, I detected it too, with my eyeballs.
And for those that had 5 or more over, you identify that clattering noise earlier was the sound of kind of falling bones falling to the ground and beginning to kind of rebuild themselves back together. And with that, I need everybody to roll for initiative.
Yeah.
So,
Smash bad. Oh shit! I'll have divine flight.
so first, let me
Nice 20.
reveal the areas. So you guys kind of entered through here from what I'm tracking. And I'd say you guys kind of, for the most part, saw about this much of the room as you guys were kind of filling in the room and looking at the space.
Okay.
Because again, you guys are collectively, again, we're not using this necessarily for combat per se, because again, it's not really accurate of the space in terms of scaling, I think. But and you're the only one with the light source right now, Archimedes?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I imagine I can have this like clipped to my belt or something, right?
Yeah,
Lantern.
but isn't it the type of lantern that focuses the light in a cone?
Yeah.
Not
Well,
like a full 3D.
I would
Thinking like the lantern on Elden Ring, how you just like clip it.
Arthur has his torch out too.
Okay.
Yeah, because I still had my torch out.
Alright, so you two have your torches out. So I'll say if you guys have all kind of stepped in, then for the most part, most of the space has been revealed then. There we go. So,
Yeah.
and you watch as 5 different skeletons take form. And so, with that being said, roll for initiative. Arthur, what did you get?
10.
10. Greg, what did you get?
22.
22. Archimedes, what did you get?
What was it? 14.
Aaron. Aaron.
Aaron.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Think Final Fantasy X.
Aaron. Borjo. 15? 15, okay. Sorry, a little hard to hear.
Yeah, my mic's a little shitty.
All good, dude.
Yeah, not as shitty as Casey's.
Alright, top of the round
Yeah.
is Greg.
So, what do I see?
What
You
do
see five skeletons clattering together, forming a humanoid-like skeletal structure, grabbing rusted weapons and bows from the different alcoves here that they fell from.
Well, I want to get further away. How far is it from me, and where is everybody else according to that?
You're all standing at the entryway, kind of making your way into this space. You'd have to be in the chamber to see them. So I would say they're all within anywhere between 10 to 30 feet of you. So really you can get to anywhere you need to go. You can hit anybody you need to hit.
I guess I will run to the left
Okay.
a little bit.
Dashing into the room, running to the left, alright?
Then I'm going to cast Ray of Frost on... So is it one... It's 5 different skeletons, or it's one
Correct.
big... Okay,
5
well,
different.
whichever one has like a melee weapon, I want to cast Ray of Frost on.
Easily done. As you're kind of running into the room, you almost kind of go like full-on feet slide to a stop as there's a skeleton forming maybe 10 feet in front of you. You go to unleash your spell. Go ahead and give me a spell attack.
13.
13. Just hits.
He's not right in front of the skeleton, like in melee range with it, is he?
I'm 10.
He's like 10 feet away. He came to a slide as he noticed it as he turned around the corner.
So I hit him for 4 damage.
It's like I'm gonna try, like I'm gonna enforce rules and stuff in this one, but I am gonna try to allow for a more narrative flow and flavor of combat and everything going forward. So,
Okay.
so
I was trying. I guess I ran out to get some line of sight so I could see what I'm shooting, and I see a skeleton forming in front of me. So I cast the Ray of Frost, blast out some frosty rays.
mhm.
Hit him, and then I notice how close he is, and so then I kind of just run back behind everybody because I don't want to be an over target. And so I run back to the group.
Okay, so you start to kind of rejoin the rest of the party as you're kind of staggering back another 5-10 feet.
So he took 4 damage, but also his move speed is reduced by 10 feet until my next turn.
Good to know.
That's what. And then I don't really have anything for a bonus action. That's it. That's my turn.
All right. Good move. Next in the order is Aaron.
Are there like... I'm looking at the map. Are there pillars in this room?
There are pillars.
Okay.
So
And I think that I was behind Archimedes and Arthur.
I mean, I would definitely say that Borjo was the very first one in the room because he kind of was just like, I'm going in, and went in with the torch.
Yeah,
so
and I was.
I kind of imagine him. I don't know if I can do that whole thing I did before where I made it
I really
blink.
need this on board right
I don't know how to make it ping like I did last time, but I kind of imagine he's probably somewhere about right here. I'd say there's probably a skeleton in dealer's choice all around. You can see a number of them, but the room totals at 5. They're kind of clattering and moving, relatively slowly between.
Well, I guess for simplicity's sake, I'll just kind of stay hidden behind one of the tall dudes in front of me and fire a shot at one of the skeletons I can see.
Okay. Well, you definitely see the skeleton that was lightly illuminated by the spellcraft of Greg a moment ago as he hit him with a burst of ice.
Then I will fire at that same one.
Okay, as you see kind of Greg staggering back towards the party, you go and you're taking a shot with your bow?
Yes.
All right. Pull your bow back, or arrow back, and release.
24.
Yeah, that hits.
Holy shit.
Damn.
My sneak attack rolls are horrible. 7. I keep
So-
rolling 1.
7 points of damage.
It's like the game is, because I'm a halfling and I can reroll ones, all but damage roll ones. It's gonna give me sneak attack roll ones the whole time.
Right.
Gonna find where it can give you a 1 and give it to you.
Yeah, I go.
You watch as a chunk of its I would say the arrow kind of gets lodged in the femur, actually, as it's just like kind of awkwardly warbling. It keeps getting caught on its rib cage a little bit. It's looking pretty roughed up. So that's your action, and you're kind of seeing Greg kind of staggering back, kind of joining you at your side a bit at this point. So is that going to end your turn then at this point?
I'll just like turn to Greg and be like, "What's with this crazy shit, man?" And
Did he shoot the same skeleton?
yeah, I shot the same skeleton.
Okay.
No.
It's still standing too, though. It's taking 10 damage.
Yeah. Yeah, close to. So that's going to end your turn then, Aaron. Next in the order is that skeleton. It's clattering forward, weapon drawn. You see this kind of like rusted, like semi-broken short sword as it's coming forward. Raises a clawed hand. I'm gonna roll to see who he hits. Who wants evens? Who wants odds?
I feel like if me and Arthur would be in the front of everybody, he would probably go after us, right?
Well, this is coming from the western side of the room, which is where they're kind of currently. You guys are kind of all balled up together, so
gotcha.
because of that, they're kind of on that leftern side of the semi-sphere shape of the party right now, as this skeleton's coming from that western side. It is they are kind of dispersed and spread out, kind of like a semicircle around you guys, coming from the different alcoves in this room. So that's why I say everybody's got more than enough skeleton around them to go around. But who wanted even and who wanted odd? Greg and or
Odd.
well, it's the skeleton A, the one they already damaged, so it's coming towards them. So
Okay.
Greg and or Aaron, even or odd.
Me.
Gregor Arn? I'll
Is it
take
tr-
odds.
Okay, I'll be.
Unless he wanted odds, I don't care.
Well, I'd rather be hit. Is it to decide who is attacking?
Correct. It's a
Yeah,
random.
but it
It's
doesn't
a
matter
random
because
hit.
It's a random hit. You
Um,
want evens or do you want
Do
odds,
it.
John?
Evens.
okay. Well, then John, you are the one that hit. I rolled an 18.
Okay. Well, the thing is, if it attacks me, I have disadvantage. If an undead attacks me, it has disadvantage.
Okay. Good to
Oh,
know.
nice.
That's what I was trying to trigger.
Okay.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
that was an 18 and a 17. So
Oh.
plus 4. That's 1d6 plus 2. As it strikes down, that's 7 points of piercing damage
Silvery bars.
as he strikes down forward.
I'm
Shit.
You
my
watch
little
as
frog body just crumbles.
it's very much like that taxidermy statue of the frog outstretched getting stabbed by the other frog that's outstretched. The skeleton.
I'm gonna cast Spare the Dying.
Is that a reaction?
That's not a reaction.
No, you can
This
use
is
it as
at
a bonus
will.
action.
That means
It's
you
not a
can do it as many times as you
Only
need
on
to.
my turn?
If it's an action or a
Yeah.
bonus action, yes.
It's an action. Unless you're a sorcerer, then you can make it a bonus action.
So what
It
does
says
it
one
do?
Or
action.
clerics.
What do the dying do?
I can do
It
it
makes
as
it to where you
Very
don't
good
have to
line.
make
Yeah, true.
death saving throws, but to be honest, he should
cleric.
wait at least a round or two to give you the chance to bounce back up or just heal you so you come back up.
There's a potion in my pocket. I say that as I fall down.
There's a potion in my.
So skeleton
literally
B
broke
starts
over?
to clatter around from one of the pillars coming towards you, Aram.
Shit.
She's getting hit.
Well, they have shared initiative. That's a 19 to hit.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that hits. I'm pretty sure that
Yeah, I
hits.
would imagine so.
That is 3 points of damage as it slashes at you and goes for a jab with its short sword.
Jeez.
Freaking C steps forward towards you, Borjo, and we'll take a swing. That's a 19 to hit.
Fucking hell, yeah, that hits.
Damn.
That's 4 points of piercing damage as he stabs you with a sword. The skeleton D staggers outright, coming towards you now, coming around the column as you're kind of almost staggering back with your hooded lantern. You're putting it on your hip and readying to defend yourself. He goes for a strike towards you. That's 19 to hit.
Yeah,
Holy
it's
shit.
That is a 4
Those
points of
dice
piercing
away.
damage.
Uh,
The
Hey,
damage
you
dice
those
is rolling
dice,
shitty.
I know,
Um,
right? Yeah.
and then Skeleton E comes staggering from the eastern side of the room, coming towards you, Arthur. That is a 13 to hit.
That totally misses. Clank right off the.
Fuck. Okay.
Ha!
Nice.
And so they're all kind of clattering forward, readying to strike with their weapons again. That's going to end the skeleton's turn. Borjo, you're up, and then Archimedes, you're on deck.
Alright, I watch
Borg.
my frog friend fall to the ground, and I pull the axe off my back, and I say, "Fuck these skeletons!" And I'm gonna fucking rage
yes.
as my bonus action, and just fucking charge whatever skeletons right in
You
front
watch
of me.
this little halfling figure's
fucking
arms
barbarians.
just bulge out, the veins like spread through his neck and face. Beautiful.
That 20, baby! Woo!
Fuck. And
Yeah!
I'm assuming you're going for the skeleton that
Yeah.
attacked you.
Whatever fucking skeleton's right in front of me. I
Hell yeah,
Shit.
that's what I'm talking about.
Right at it.
You go straight in for an attack. Okay, so this is a pivotal moment for the campaign, gentlemen. Are we going to be doing bloody crits this campaign?
What are bloody crits?
Bloody crits are, instead of rolling double the die, you take, let's say your damage die is 1d6 right now. Guaranteed it's an automatic 6 for one of the 2 die. So you just really roll one set of the regular die and add it to whatever the max amount of die is for one whole set of the dice rolled. Does that make
It's
sense?
advantageous for us to do this.
I think that if I roll in D&D Beyond, it actually does the same thing. The way that it's linked to Roll20, if you roll a critical hit, it does the exact same thing where it'll give you the max damage die.
It doubles it.
Oh, it just doubles?
Yeah, it just doubles the
Yeah,
dice
it
rolled.
doubles
It,
the
it, it,
dice.
it would not implement the bloody crit roll on D&D Beyond. That's something we would have to manually calculate based off the rolls from D&D Beyond.
I personally like the bloody crit roll.
Just remember, whatever you get, the enemies get too. So
We don't have a grave cleric, so we don't have we won't have Sentinel of Death's Door. Just saying.
If that's the case, are we gonna do that then?
that's why
Dude,
I
I'm
say
down
it's a
for
pivotal
whatever, man.
moment.
That's why I was asking, is it advantageous for us
I mean-
to do this?
Jumping into this room already shows how this campaign is gonna go. So, do we really want to make it even more brutal for us?
We're
Just
brutal for
say
them,
no.
I mean, come on.
Brutality, man.
Okay.
All my other campaigns I've played with bloody crit, that kind of.
Okay, let's do it then.
That's fine.
I like it. I don't know.
I'm down with it, so down with the clown.
All right,
That's
so
at least 3 of us.
go ahead and roll your damage die.
Yeah, and I'll just roll it in the just not like on my damage thing. I'll just roll a
On Discord.
12. I
Yeah.
rolled a 1.
See,
Oh,
and,
no.
and that's the great thing, because now that's a guaranteed 13 damage plus whatever your damage modifier is.
So I think I get a +3 to hit, so it would be, or sorry, +3 on my modifier, so 16. But
what does
then
it
when
say
I
for your
rage,
damage?
It's 1d12 +3.
Do I not
But
have-
then when you rage,
Where's your
you're
blood?
supposed to add
When I rage,
your
I get
strength mod.
+2. Yeah, when I rage, I get +2 to my attacks. Or I add my strength modifier? Because then it would be +3.
Correct. And then you would add the additional rage damage, which would be +2 right now. So in total, your damage modifier should be +5 right now, I believe. So if you rolled a
Yes.
1 plus the guaranteed 12, that's 16 points of damage with a single swing at level 1. That's pretty good.
Not bad at all.
So and you're doing that to the skeleton that's right in front of you, the one that struck you a moment ago.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this? With 16 points of damage, it's a one-hit KO.
I want to like take like an underhanded swing at it and just fucking splash the bones across the room.
They clatter and just splash across the fucking room in a clattered mess of bone. And old rusted armor and decrepit sword. You just see this small halfling figure standing there with his axe at the ready. So yeah, that's your action. Definitely, absolutely decimate him. And you bonus action rage. So yeah, you're pretty solid here. You're probably turning around looking for the nearest skeleton coming at you
Can
next.
I use my movement to actually just like put myself between? I'm assuming that Aaron and Greg are like kind of back a little bit in front of the skeleton that they were attacking. Can I put myself between them?
You can, yeah, because Arm was kind of more on the right hand side of Greg as Greg was kind of scooting back. He was pivoting to get a look into the room while still staying out of direct harm's way, and just ended up coming face to face with the skeleton. But you could definitely kind of get into a point that's in between the two skeletons. The one that just kind of struck at Arm and or the one that struck at Arm here, and then the one that struck at Greg here. That's already currently injured as well.
I'll get in front of Arm then.
Okay, definitely within range. I'd say you'd even kind of almost get into semi-flanking position with Arm on the skeleton that he's currently encountered with. And so that's your action, bonus action, movement. So that's going to be your turn, Borju. Archimedes, you're up, and then Arthur, you're on deck.
Sweet.
Alright, so I wanted to ask. I know, like, on like Final Fantasy or whatever, with undead things, if you like heal them, they'll get hurt. Does that not work here?
No,
No.
it's not Final
Okay.
Fantasy rules, I'm afraid.
Quick,
Cl-
quick! Use
It's a
raise.
fantasy setting, so I wasn't sure.
clever
Yeah.
thinking, but it's a dark fantasy, a gothic horror fantasy setting.
Yeah, because they used to have that quality in Elden, but then once they did one of their patches, yeah, heal spells did not hurt undead.
Do you have like channel divinities?
Not yet.
Channel what?
Not at.
No, I don't know.
Not at level 1.
Not at. That's like at level 2 or 3 we get that.
Fuck. That would have been just like game, set, match for this.
So I'm gonna use my mace to hit one of these things.
Okay. The one that just came around the pillar towards you. You place your lamp on your hip.
Nearest one, yeah.
Grab your mace. What does your mace look like?
It's nothing special, traditional, you know. It's got a
Okay.
wooden handle with
Chinks it
a
up a bit.
gray
It's not
chain,
made
you
from
know?
like an old wooden chair leg and a whole bunch of books tied together.
No.
Okay.
It's a metal ball with spikes.
All right.
And I just rolled a 13 to hit.
13 to hit. Does
Yeah.
hit. Just hits.
Woo. Alright. And then 8 damage.
8 damage. Yeah, you swing your mace. You smack him across the face. The head kind of spins 3 or 4 times before it comes to a stop. And raises a weapon towards you. It's short sword. But it looks like you definitely injured or irritated it to some degree. You made it a bit dizzy. So that was your action.
So can I cast a spell as a bonus action?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay,
If
so
if it's a bonus action.
It's kind of a
spell.
cool thing about clerics is you can still hit
Yeah.
pretty solidly and cast spells.
So, not including this one, but the other 3 that are still there.
Mhm.
I want to cast Bane.
No, that's an action.
That's an
I
action.
don't what? I don't know. You said I could
You-
cast
You
a
can only
spell.
cast a bonus
No,
action
you can
spell,
only
like,
cast spells that say bonus
Which
action.
ones
So
count?
if
It
you
doesn't
see
say.
Healing word is bonus action. It'll say BA next to it. BA next to it means bonus action.
Does it? It
So
doesn't say that.
Pretty much like none of your spells
okay,
will be
okay.
bonus action casting.
So I'm gonna go ahead and heal Gregor or what's Gregort.
Greg. Greg.
are you healing
Greg
it with
Gert.
with the spell?
Yeah, Gregort.
Healing word, so he can do it at a distance. So, as you kind of channel this energy, we watch as this kind of dark, kind of black energy or blue energy kind of goes out and extends out to Gregor. Suddenly, you feel yourself come into consciousness, Greg, on the ground. But you are currently no longer unconscious. And healed by 7 hit
How
points.
far away? By 7? Okay. Cool. I'm not gonna worry about that.
Greg, I think you might be muted.
So Archimedes, that was an action and
Wow,
bonus action.
There you go.
Hear me now? I got you.
Yeah.
So that's going to end your turn.
7 points, you got healed.
Yes.
Arthur, you are up. And then Greg, you're on deck.
Sweet.
Cool, Masa.
So, whipping out my pike, I'm like, no mercy to the wicked. And,
Yeah.
fucking the first fucking skeleton I see, I'm gonna fuck up.
Yeah, the one that just tried to strike you and she like scathed off
Yep.
your armor.
That's badass.
You kind of go back in for a repose. You go for a strike. What did you roll?
Damn.
Oh no.
6.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Son of a bitch.
it raises like a semi, like mostly kind of bent over, rusted buckler, and actually manages to and sheathes it off to the side as your sword clinks into the ground.
Bonus action. Punch it with my fist.
And give it a good kind of like fist or elbow bump in recoil. Go ahead and give me a unarmed strike with your offhand. You don't have a shield in your hand, right?
No, not at the moment. No.
Okay.
So I just roll a straight D20, right, for that, or
Straight
is
D20.
this
You probably get like
modifiers?
+1 or something. You probably get something to hit.
Not for offhand attacks.
Oh.
Unless you have a specific modifier, feat, or ability.
Damn, 6 again, man.
Shit.
You go for a punch, and
No.
it just drops its jaw for a moment as it's like as it just barely misses it as it drops its jaw. But
Still
good,
not used to this armor yet. Ugh.
good try though. Good try. So that's gonna end your turn, I'm assuming. So Gregor, you're up, and then Aaron, you're on. Aaron, you're on deck.
Aaron.
That's the way it's written.
Which one has the least health at the moment?
Do what?
Probably the one I hit.
Which one has the least health? Which
The
is
one that
You
attacked. I
you
don't think that
don't
one
know.
no.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Which one attacked the most? Yeah. Okay, I guess.
Tell us, Aaron.
I just no. I've had customers and stuff come in. I'm unfortunately I'm kind of the one that
No
has
worries.
that's been a little distracted. So I will Ray of Frost that same melee target that I hit the first time.
Okay.
And I got it. There you go.
So the one that
24.
stabbed you a second ago. Yeah, that definitely hits.
So he gets hit for 2 damage, and he's slowed again by 10. His melee speed.
How do you want to do this?
Oh,
Nice.
I guess I blast. Okay, I blast him, and like his bones freeze completely, and then they all kind of shatter, and that gives me like a flashback of something that happened to me not too long ago, and I get like all fucking sad. And shit. They're all
You're all
mopey.
sad.
Nearly
But a freaking skeleton did die. One down, guys.
beautiful.
It's actually 2 now.
And
Nice.
I'm gonna get further back.
Okay.
Most unenthusiastic.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd say maybe another 5 feet back, and then you guys are kind of like shoulder to back to shoulder to a certain degree.
Are there any? I want to look at what weapons are they all holding? Like what are?
They're all like rusted, old, like maybe at one point ceremonial, maybe for practical use. A lot of them are falling apart and decrepit.
Like are they melee weapons or are they bows? Any bows?
A couple of them did grab bows, but they seem to be just kind of like strung over them.
Okay. Well, I don't want to just move 5 feet. I want to move my whole full 25 feet, like as far as possible.
Okay, and which?
But I still want to be in line of sight of. Well, I don't. Where's the fields? Yeah, I don't know where I like. Maybe just back out the door a little bit.
So you want to exit the chamber?
I want to be right at the doorway. That's all. I'm just going to stay at the doorway.
Okay, because I'd say that everybody is kind of right here in between these two pillars, kind of sprawled out almost in a semicircle, shoulder to shoulder like
I guess
fashion.
if I go all the way to the left corner, or like 5 panels to the left, instead, like I guess I want to go closer to the corner because I guess I don't know where the other skeleton. I only see one skeleton. Like where are the other skeletons?
I mean, you can see another skeleton that's basically right here. That's attacking Aram just next to you. You also see the other halfling figure wielding an axe.
Doorway. Honestly, I'm gonna go back with the doorway and just stay there. That's my turn.
Okay.
All right.
So that's going to end your turn. Next in the order is.
I mean, can you
Arm.
add? Can you put more than one skeleton? Like,
Yeah,
or
but
you
this
just
stuff
stuck
is not like properly to scale. Is what I was stressing before. This is just to help with the theater of the mind. It's not supposed to
Well, yeah,
be.
why not put 5 on there? If there's 5 melee characters, all positioning matters. I mean, that's the thing.
I mean, you have enough movement speed to get to anybody you want to get to, and if
Well,
you
I
move
know,
enough
but-
up, you'll be able to get into position to be able to see multiple enemies.
Okay.
And it's a simple question of, am I going? How many can I hit in this with this thing, or can I or can I not see these things? It's real quick questions.
Yeah. Or, okay, putting them on the map would also make it just as quick.
Sure.
I don't know.
I have COVID, dude. I don't want to like argue.
I thought they're not like little pegs. They're not like little tokens.
It's like
I mean,
that's just more work for me to do. But
well, I'll do. Like, can you not? It's just a little figure on the map. I guess I don't know how. I'm sorry. I,
Yeah.
didn't know that. I thought you just like drag it and move it. If it's like
I
you don't just
explained all
drag it
this
and move it,
earlier.
if you're not, if it's sorry, I thought they were just little things you dragged and moved. So if you're just putting 4 on there, that's the whole point
Just
of a
roll
battle
with it.
map. Like, why would you play a battle map and not put all the guys on there?
I already
Right.
explained all this earlier.
Oh, gotcha.
Uh,
Okay, I'm so sorry then. Then I apologize if I missed something, the key thing.
Like, I've already said that I'm not familiar with this platform. I haven't spent the hours learning and mastering the program
Let's move
again.
Yeah, I
So-
apologize. Okay, I'm sorry. That makes perfect sense. I'm so sorry.
But so you move back as far as you can to the door. Aaron, you're up, and then yeah, or Aaron, you're up.
Okay. There's still one.
You're currently
me,
kind of
but-
like in melee with one, but Borgio just kind of rolled up to
Okay.
kind of.
So can I kind of shimmy around and flank him?
I'd say you would
It-
get advantage with the current positioning you guys are in. Again, trying to keep it loosey goosey
Exactly.
flair, going.
Sure.
So
I'm gonna attack with my short sword.
okay,
Do I get an advantage on the attack? or
Absolutely.
do I- Okay.
Full possessed. Yeah.
yeah, that
24?
hits. That hits.
And then this is. Oh, come on! Fuck you!
So
Both
4
one.
damage.
Total of 5 damage.
5
I get
damage.
plus 3.
So
I get another attack
Better
though.
than none.
Sure.
A second attack.
sure.
So I
Your
slash.
sneak
You
attack
don't
is
you don't get to
cursed.
you don't get to add modifiers to it. But
bonus.
yeah, for an offhand attack with a different weapon, it's got to be a
With a
light
dagger.
weapon. So either a dagger or unarmed.
Shoot my dagger.
You don't get to add dex mods because there's a specific feat to be able to add your attack modifier to your dice roll for your offhand
Yeah,
attacks.
2-weapon fighting.
It's
Got
yeah. So everybody
Something
can
on my
2-weapon fight, but not not everybody has the feat of being able to add their modifier
Well,
to that.
I have actions in combat 2-weapon fighting. When you make an attack with an action, you don't add your. Yep, exactly what you explained. Okay, cool. So I just roll straight G20 for the attack.
Correct.
Attack roll.
Correct. But if you do hit and one,
Oh!
you do have advantage because it's still advantage.
I have advantage again on the second attack.
Yeah, because it's an attack roll, and you have advantage on attack rolls right now.
Thank
You
God.
just don't get to add the modifier.
Well, I rolled a 1 and a 4, so
Yeah, unfortunately, you go for a dash slash with that dagger, but unfortunately, you just kind of go
Okay.
right in between the bones. Beautiful. All right, so that's going to end.
You went for a slash with your dagger, but you accidentally dashed with your slagger.
right.
I guess that's the end of my turn.
Yeah. I mean, you're the one that just hit it, so it's gonna swing at you, unfortunately. Yeah, because the barbarian's technically kind of at its
Yep,
side. So,
Yep, totally.
Although that's 13 to hit.
Oh man, I have an armor class of 14.
That misses. It
Nice.
swings wide with the short sword.
Of course, I would miss. I'm a small little halfling.
Yeah, you're just kind of ready, trying to dodge those attacks. Next one is the one that's over by Archimedes. Obviously, he's going to take a swing. That's going to be a 15 to hit.
Nope.
No? Okay. And then the other one that's next to you, still, neither one of you have damaged each other, Arthur, as you guys have both just been swinging back and forth and sheathing off of each other's armors and blades.
Nice.
I think this one hits, though. That's a 22 to hit.
Oh, fuck yeah, that hits.
And that's going
Bring
to be 2 points of piercing damage. Or, I'm sorry, 6 points of piercing damage. It's a +2. As it goes in for a strike and kind of takes its rusty blade and gets you right in the shoulder and draws back, its jaw kind of clattering, hanging from one side. That's going to be all the skeletons' turn. Bourgeot, you are up. Archimedes, you're on deck.
How much damage did he do to the skeleton?
I just hit it with
I
5 damage.
missed
It's
it,
still,
5
it's still
damage.
standing there.
Yeah, it's still standing.
I dodged the attack.
It tried to hit him, yeah. It swung at him, but went wide.
Am I flanking it?
You guys are both in a position where you'd be giving each other advantage on the attacks.
And it actually just attacked me, so it's actually
Like, it's
the
distracted.
attention is on me now,
Yeah.
and not you. So
I'm gonna say, don't hit my friends, and I'm gonna fucking take a swing at him.
Nice. Alright, give me an attack roll. Still swollen with rage.
Can I
Oof.
get another roll for advantage, right?
Yep, you do get to roll with advantage.
It was a lot better.
There
21
we
hit.
go.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Alright, do 16 damage again.
Nope, just a 6.
Oh.
Solid, but
But it
yeah,
should
you
be
kind of
+2,
you
right?
come up.
Real quick. I rolled a 3. It says +3, but I should get a +2 because I'm raging, right?
If you are raging, I think you get an additional
yeah.
+2 points of damage. So, how do you want to do this?
Nice.
yeah.
I want to like sweep his legs out from under.
There you go.
Hell yeah! You come up, sweep him up. He clatters to the ground. The legs literally separate from the torso, and it's just on the ground.
Crush his skull with your boot.
And yeah, he's easily done. Like, you literally just kind of step over him, kind of like start of Terminator scene as the skull is crushed by the Terminator foot. You literally just shatter it to dust.
I'm gonna spin on its corpse and then run to the nearest skeleton, and that's my turn.
All right. I'd say the closest one is probably either the one closest to Archimedes or the one closest to Arthur. It's kind of a equidistant thing here.
I'll go to the one closer to Arthur.
Okay, that's definitely the one that's looking a bit more sturdy. So you charge over to join Arthur at his side.
Do I still have a bonus action?
You do still have a bonus action.
As I'm running over there, I'm gonna pull my healing potion out, just slam it back quick.
Sweet. That's 2d4 plus 2. Healing as you're running over. You pull the cork, shoot it back, throwing the flask down as you're charging over.
Total 5.
And then you join Arthur at his side. So it's going to end Bourgeot's turn. Archimedes, you are up. And then Arthur, you're on deck.
Sweet.
Alright, let's go with a mace hit again.
Okay.
13.
13 just hits.
Alright. Aw, man. Only did 3 damage.
Level 1, baby.
Yeah, you clatter him again. You kind of manage to knock his jaw off as it flies across the room, clattering to the ground, and the skull just kind of shifts and turns towards you, kind of staring at you with its vacant sockets. As it...
But so now I can do
a
the
bonus
2
action.
weapon fighting bonus action.
If you're not wielding a shield,
I am wielding a shield.
so yeah, unfortunately, there's a feat specifically for bashing
Shield
things
master.
with your shield.
Shield
So you
master.
you can't do that with a shield in your hand.
I suggest getting
Um,
Oh, okay.
You have to have a light finesse weapon in your offhand to be able to
I was
do
thinking
it.
I could hit it, bash or whatever, but that's something else.
It's
Okay.
it's a specific feat that lets you do that. I know it's kind of stupid, but that's how 5e works.
Okay.
You can bash as an action, I believe, but not. As
I'd rather have my 18 armor class.
I
so
figured
I'm gonna
you
keep
would.
going with the shield.
Yeah. Because I would say if you threw your shield on your back and then went in for a punch, I'd allow it, but it would drop your AC down until next turn. But that is your action. You still have a bonus action.
No. I'm good.
Okay. Let's see here. And then Arthur, you are up. And then Greg, you're on
Hey.
deck.
Going for another vicious stab into the skeletal fucker in front of me.
Okay. Let's see. Locked in intense battle with this skeleton. One-on-one. A true adversary. A beast unlike anything you've faced before.
Yes.
Nat 20.
Natural 20! Natural 20!
Fuck yeah.
Bitch!
Hell yeah.
It's an
As
RP
this
moment
time
there.
I clear my voice. No mercy to the wicked!
Divine smite that shit.
I would if I could.
Yeah.
Oh.
Level
Sweet,
1.
so that's so bloody crit, so that's 1d10 already.
So that's 10 points automatically. Plus.
So plus.
So you're wielding it two-handed, so you're not using a shield right now. That's right. You stressed that earlier.
No, I'm not using a shield right now. Yeah.
You're a retribution paladin. I'm tracking.
Yeah, baby.
That's an old WoW joke. Not everybody would
I
get
get
that.
I did not get it.
So what did you roll for the damage?
4.
How do you want to do this? 10 plus 4 is
I just
death for this skeleton.
as I plant my feet to the ground, properly twist and pivot, and just shove this huge pike right through the skeletal creature, bringing it up into the air and then slamming it back down.
Hell yeah. And as you slam it back down, it clatters to pieces, scattering across the floor like small skipping stones across the surface of a pond.
I'm like, I think I'm getting used to the armor weights. And then I pop back a potion
Alright, and then
as a bonus action.
beautiful. Alright, and so that's 2d4 plus 2. Go ahead and track/heal that. And then that's going to end Arthur's turn. Greg, you're up, and then Aram, you're on deck.
I would pull out my crossbow and shoot the one that was just damaged. Did it die or?
There's still one skeleton standing, the one that's currently in direct combat with Archimedes.
Well, I'll pull out my crossbow and I will.
Nice, back to full, baby.
Shoot it.
Alright, take a shot.
I'm aiming for.
Oh my god, I actually rolled a natural 20.
Solid object. It's probably gonna miss, right? I'm shooting like a skeleton, like a hollow ass skeleton. Right?
It'll hit
before
him.
Before I release this trigger, like, okay, attacking. There you go.
Come on, frog
22.
dude.
Yeah, 22 hits.
Right, frog.
Yeah, Frogman.
Okay, 6 piercing.
How do you want to do this?
Yep, it's good.
I shoot him in the skull. Skull shatters.
Splits in twain and collapses to the ground. The bones fall lifeless, no longer moving. You stand here within this chamber, and I will say here is probably an appropriate point to end the session.
Okay.
Oh no.
Just because it is almost 9:30, going on 10 o'clock here.
Are we gonna get a rest of some sort?
I would say if you guys kind of want to take a moment to collect yourselves, sit down, maybe examine the stuff around you, I would treat that as a short rest, and we can kind of jump into the details of what's found and all that good stuff, next session. We have not quite leveled up yet because we have not gotten that far in the content just yet, but we're close. But yeah, I hope you guys are liking Atharis. I hope you like the dark, gritty, risque gothic horror. And again, once we get past this kind of a initial section and we're kind of out in the free world of Atharis, the sandbox that it is, we'll try to veer away from the cutscene and get a little bit more sandboxy. So,
Cool.
But I hope you guys are enjoying. I'm really enjoying the characters. I'm liking the mix of characters, and I'm curious to see the RP that kind of develops between those characters. So,
Cool.
Logan, thank you again for joining us. It was great having you. I think you
man.
make a great addition to the team. I'm very excited to see more of Bourgeot. Yeah. If you guys have any questions, let me know down the line. But otherwise,
I just have one quick question.
What's up?
Is this particular campaign always going to be virtual, or because I know